Starlight, Star Bright, Star is on your screen tonight. We're here, we're live, we're so back.
Oh shit! I forgot to mute my phone. I apologize, but I got my phone going so I can see what the average person sees during a stream, and I have to time I forget to fucking mute it so I hear myself for like 2 seconds and
I do
gross
the exact
myself
same
out.
thing.
So Dead Mac, man, this is just to give a quick QRD. I don't want to harp on it too much. It's kind of a makeup stream from the 100% Orange Juice collab earlier this week. Things got kind of fucked up on my end, but Dead Mac was nice enough to reschedule, be able to chat a little, as you do. Maybe play some games. We're just gonna take an hour or two, just do what we feel, right? Kind of play it by ear.
Yeah.
Although you'll notice my Fugi, I had to change my Fugi at the last moment. You can tell who this is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I had to change it to Capcom because I had it as Rugal, my SNK Fugi. And I kept fucking on, dude. I've been reading them. I've been trying to keep up, like, even though I can't stream a lot of the fighting games coming up, my potato can't even run them. I try to stay abreast of all of them. Especially now that City of the Wolves is finally back. And then, like, they announced, like, 90% of City of the Wolves roster, except for the one guy who's dead. And then, like, one new character. That's fine. And then they have the soccer guy. And I'm like, I don't know about the soccer guy. Originally, I thought, okay, that's kind of a nod to the, the 94 sports team. I like that. But then now they have, what's it, Salvador Ganache. Jesus Christ. I think I'm done. I think I'm out, man.
I think I've never heard of that one.
Okay. Yeah, Salvatore Ganache. He's like, well, if you got Discord open, I posted a link to the video in Choco's Discord, because Choco, he's the king of fucking fighting games, man. I mean, they've done, like, you play a lot of Tekken. I know they had a lot of guest characters there, but those guest characters, most of them made sense. I'll just double check, because I do got the Discord open. Yeah, I posted the video. It's not the one at the bottom, Fight Dirty. That was me doing research. Just scroll up a little bit. It's Fatal Fury COTW Salvador Ganache.
Yeah. I pulled. Looked it up on YouTube. It was first one up there.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
So, like, what is it like? Okay, what is City of the Wolves? I've actually never heard of it. It looks like Street Fighter though.
It's the next Fatal Fury game. The last Fatal Fury game, Mark of the Wolves, like, I think it was like back in 99, 2000. It's been decades since decades since we've had a Fatal Fury game. And this was supposed to bring it back to glory. They had you remember Mark of the Wolves?
I am a very mainstream fighting game player.
Well, basically, you remember Fatal Fury, right?
Yes.
Mark of the Wolves did the thing where they did a time skip and changed like 90 to 95% of the cast. The only guy who came back was Terry Bogard. And they had Dees Howard's son, Rock. Otherwise, it was a completely new cast. And it was one of those weird situations where, really rare situations where even though they got rid of almost the entire cast, it worked. And it was an excellent game. And that was the last Fatal Fury game we got for decades. And now we have City of the Wolves. They got 90% of the cast of Mark of the Wolves back. They got a couple Fatal Fury characters like Mai, and they're going to do Joe and Andy. And then they announced, like, Cristiano Ronaldo or something. Soccer player. And I'm like, that's fucking weird, but okay. I mean, the King of Fighters 94, they had, like, the sports team. I thought, okay, maybe that's a nod to that. And then fucking Salvatore Ganache.
His fight style is kind of hard. I'm looking at his trailer right now. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's like...
He used like a fire soccer ball. It looked like.
Oh, Ronaldo, yeah, he's a
Yeah,
real life soccer player.
yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind of cool. That was kind of, but the other guy, he's like a DJ or something.
Yeah.
That's fucking like, why not just do Duck King at this point? Supposedly in his story, Duck King gave him ticket to fuck what I'm a little fucked up. What's the name of the city? Fucking Southtown. He gave him a ticket to Southtown, and now he's here, and like his specials are references to his music videos and shit. It's like it's basically like with all the guest characters and shit going on, being like real life people. A lot of SNK fans were like, okay, we'll put up with Ronaldo, that's kind of cool. But then they released this dancing guy, and like, oh, we're fucking done. We're fucking over. And
is he just like a regular dude?
Yeah, he's a DJ. There's one of his music videos later in Choco's thread that kind of fits the whole thing that was made like a few years ago. But nah, he's just a DJ that they put him in.
That's kind of weird.
not. I don't like talking politics on my channel, but people are saying that it might be because like they're owned by Saudi prince now or something, and he's just a fan of both those guys, so that might be just him getting in. But
actually, thank you for the raid, Seki. Welcome, Raiders.
Hey, Seki.
Talking about fighting games at the moment before we get into anything else.
Hey, Seki, man, you're doing some good work over there, man. Happy to hear it.
Super Donathon streamer Seki Gamma.
Yeah, kicking butt, man. I don't have that kind of energy. The longest stream, I actually was curious, the longest stream I ever did, I think, was like 10.5 hours. And that was before a very long break, where I was doing Vampire Survivors. I was gonna do the Castlevania DLC, but then I found out that you can't beat the final boss as any of the characters. You can only fight the final boss as one of the characters. Got pissed off.
Pretty stupid.
Yeah, and then midstream I decided, no, I'll just do the Contra DLC instead. And I had to start all over again. So, no, I don't have the energy to go like 24, 46 hours.
Longest I've streamed is 18 hours, and it was to spite Dog You Are.
Oh, God, what happened there, man?
He was doing the stream, and I forgot what he was playing, but he was just streaming to just stream, and he went like 15 hours. And I was like, alright, I can beat that. That ain't that it. And I streamed like 18, and I stopped to take a nap, and I had everybody else play fucking,
Well, that's the way to do it, man. You tag someone in.
Yeah. It's pretty good, pretty decent. How's it going for you today?
I'm doing good, man. But we're talking about Gennady. I thought I'd bring it up with you because I know you're big into tech, and they've been doing a lot of guest characters over like 7 and 8. But I think the closest one they've ever had to like an actual quote unquote real human being was Negan in 7. And that almost kind of made sense, because that's like The Walking Dead. That's like zombies and stuff.
Yeah, it more or less fits in pretty well. What is the dude name from Final Fantasy 14? Shoot. I forgot his name, but yeah, the Final Fantasy 14 dude kind of felt out of place. But his fighting style that they gave him really just fit in anyway, so like it wasn't much of a problem.
Well, Final Fantasy 14. You mean 15? Because 14 was, I think 14 was one of the MMOs.
Is it 15?
Yeah, 14 that was Warrior of Light or simply the Adventurer. 15 was
Noxus. Noctis is
Noctis, Lucian, Caleb.
15, you're right. Yeah, 15, yeah.
And then 16 was... 16's the new one where it's... Yeah, Clive, Devil May Fantasy. Where they that just, as an old school fan who thinks 6 is one of the greatest games ever in history, it kind of pissed me off that they fucking changed everything up in 16. It's not even the old school RPG battles and everything. It's just like Devil May Cry, but with Final Fantasy characters. It kind of
I've never been much into RPGs like that, so I really do Final Fantasy. I think I played the lightning one, and I played, I want to say 10-2.
10-2, that was the one with Yuna, the summoner. Yeah, 10-2.
Okay, yeah. I just randomly picked them up one day and was like, yeah, I guess I'll play these. Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really ever tried Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm such an old fucking hag. People know this, that I actually played the original Final Fantasy back in the day. Like, as a kid, I didn't get too far in the first one because I didn't understand the concept of grinding. I didn't understand that you're just supposed to stand in the same fucking spot and fight the same fucking guys for 2 hours again and again and again.
Kill a million of the exact same enemy.
Yep. It's a funny story. I picked up one again several years ago when I started working at Desert Salt LLC, and I was commuting to and from home like 90 minutes each way. I had enough time to play Final Fantasy 1 on my phone, and I finally beat it. That was kind of nice. So Tekken has, like, it's got Clev, it has Negan was in 7, Geese was in 7, Akuma. They make sense. They're actual fighting game characters. And then
Guess is a King of Fighters character, right?
Right. He's from Fatal Fury. However, King of Fighters is a mix of different SNK games and some original characters. Like, Geese was originally from Fatal Fury. Ryo Sakazaki is from Art of Fighting. Ralph and Clark are from Akari Warriors. Athena is from her own game, Athena and Psycho Soldier. It's basically like, it started out as a big old mega mix of SNK properties. But then, like, they start adding in original characters of their own, like Kyoku Snagi and Leona and all of them. It's just it's supposed to be like their flagship series. Although these days, like, Evo and all of them, I hear they barely touch an SNK anymore. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. I know. I guess if it doesn't really have the fan base, it doesn't really make sense to try to include them in tournaments and stuff like that. If people are like just falling off of the series, wouldn't really make sense. Like, no one's really gonna watch it. Then, like, why actually go out of your way to promote it, I guess.
Right. I mean, 14 kind of fell off a cliff because 14 was the first one to do 3D models instead of just 2D. And the graphics were kind of shit. And it wasn't really the leap ahead forward that people expected. It eventually got patched and looking better, moving better. But you only get one chance to make that first impression. And then 15 came out, and it looked better, but it was just a lot more of the same, and kind of forgotten. It's always depressing when, like, what you loved growing up, like, they got new ones coming out and it's just not hitting.
Yeah.
Luckily with Tekken, though, like, 8 is kind of blowing everyone away, though. Like, there's no way my fucking potato can run 8. I bet it could probably barely run 5. But yeah, it still looks
I can't run 8. I run 8 for like maybe 10-20 minutes and it crashes everything. So I can still run 7, but 8 is a little struggle. I gotta figure out what the problem is. Yeah, 8 is a lot more dense than 7 is, which is pretty crazy because it's not like the graphics really jumped up that much from 7.
Well, I know.
Even then, I can, like, lower my graphics down, and it still will crash everything.
Yeah. I experienced that with Street Fighter. Like, I got the complete edition of 4 for like $4. Can't stream it, but it runs fine. I got the arcade edition of 5, which is everything but the last season DLC for like $8. It runs fine on Potato. Can't stream it. I couldn't even run the demo of 6. So I guess it's just this big, huge change from... It's not like back in the day when King of Fighters put out a game every single year, KOF 94, 95, etc. And it was essentially the same game with a few new characters, a few new backgrounds, and a new boss. Like, rarely actually updating.
Killer
like,
Instinct.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Killer Instinct, man.
Yeah, you say the Killer Instinct game in 20-something years.
Yeah, well, didn't they recently announce an update to KI, though, that the Xbox, like, one? Like they updated that out of nowhere, like some kind of patch or something. It was interesting because, like, I know Maximilian Dude was talking all about it. If there are two names I trust in the fighting world to give me all the information I need, it's Maximilian Dude and Justin Wong. But yeah, it's like some kind of update.
A while back.
I remember.
I looked at last one that came out was kind of poopy. I remember everybody complaining about the one that came out.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was the Shadow Django one. I think it was something else. Like they didn't add like any like actual updates to like characters or anything. But yeah, KI looked pretty good. I was interested possibly checking that out if I can, because there are some games, fighting games I run that like I can't stream them, but I still play them offline. Like I picked up Fighting EX Layer. You heard of that one?
Fighting EX Layer?
That's the one. If you remember back in the day, Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, when they tried to do 3D Street Fighter.
Yeah.
The company that made that, Akira, kept the rights to all their original characters, like Blair Dame and C-Jack and all that, anyone who wasn't a Capcom property, and made their own game putting all of them together called Fighting Layer. It's good. It's got this weird, like, fucking gem system or something, where you get bonuses depending on doing certain things, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but you can ignore it and just play it straight. It's good. But I can't stream it. And I gotta get over that fucking brain worm, man. Like, when I buy a game, I gotta remember, like, hey, you can play this offline. You don't have to stream every fucking game you have.
Yeah, that's the streamer brain.
Yeah, it's like,
oh man, I could be playing this on stream.
Yeah, like Darkest Dungeon, like, I'm up to, like, part 18 in that right now, and I'm, like, maybe a little bit under halfway through. Because there's some endless grinding that goes on if you don't know exactly what to do. And I can't do any of that off stream. My fucking streamer brain won't let me because I've done 18 episodes so far. All of it on stream. I feel like I'm cheating.
Released 3 times. It was it's this anime called Gamer Girl. And it's like this guy and this girl just go to arcades and play like old games. And they brought up how, I think it is too, Street Fighter 2, they released it like 6 different games as just Street Fighter 2.
Oh,
I'm like,
High Score? You're talking about High Score Girl?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. I heard it's really good, though. It's on my
It's actually really good. Like, the animation is not the best, but the story is actually really good. I read the manga. It's actually a really good series. The writer knew their gamer past, and like it is very impressive how much they implemented into the series off the history of gamers and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always nice when something gets incorporated into a show or a movie or something, and you can tell that they actually love it, that they actually know what they're talking about and put attention to it. It really does come through.
Like, Shangri-La Frontier. Everybody praised that because the writer, like, knows MMOs, like, so well in comparison to, like, what's the other one?
Is that the one with the bird?
Yeah, the
blue
bird guy.
Yeah, that looks like Falco.
Yeah, what's Sword Art Online? How everybody complained about how bad Sword Art Online is would be based off of a MMO. It's a day and night in comparison to Shangri-La Frontier.
There's a lot of that shit though. The isekai, where it's just everything is just everyone gets hit by the truck and gets teleported into a fucking JRPG from the late 90s.
Yeah.
It got so bad that that's the reason I incorporated it into my lore with me getting run over by the isekai truck. Because everything's a fucking isekai anime now. I decided to kind of lampshade it, and then over the course of working on the lore the night it happened, like over a few months, I was like, oh, I can actually fucking make this into something. I fucking gaslighted myself into accepting isekai as a part of life. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
It fucking happened. But yeah, there's just so much great shit out there, and like there's just not enough time to consume it all. Like I still got a backlog of stuff from the 80s and 90s and stuff that I had to watch. That's getting harder and harder to find. Although I will go ahead and put a pin in High Score Girl. Definitely check it out on your recommendation. It looks good.
Oh yeah. Actually, with you being a classical game player, like you play a lot of old games. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
You would love High Score Girl. I highly recommend High Score Girl.
Well, thank you very much. I'll put it on my to-do list. I got a couple. Most of the stuff with the to-do list is like back in the 80s and 90s OVAs and stuff that I based my art style on. I forget the name. There was one that Malone recommended to me that was completely different, about like angels. Some kind of very comfy, very chill anime about angels working together in like France or something. It's very calm, very chill show. I think he's telling me I need to fucking chill down, and I do. I fucking do, man. I have a tendency to let the brain want to win sometimes. I gotta fucking stop doing that.
Wildly enough, it's not as often as it used to be. The isekai genre.
Yeah, it was like people are turning into fucking vending machines and shit.
Another one. That time I got isekai as a vending machine. It's a really stupid premise, but it's not a bad series. It's kind of decent. Not good. I am a isekai enthusiast. I guess that would be the word that goes there. I kind of watch isekai slop a lot, and vending machine was not bad. For it to be as dumb as it is as a concept, it's actually okay.
Well, yeah, you can have something with the weird fucking premise, and it could still be good. Like, looking at the professional wrestling, The Undertaker, one of my favorites. Whoever thought a zombie wrestler who is a mortician moves around slowly, sits up and shit, and he ended up being one of the greatest wrestlers in history.
Yeah, favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Well, for me, it's either Undertaker or one guy who I really like was Edge. Adam Copeland now. Because back during the whole fucking Super Cena era, he was one of the guys who helped keep me interested through that whole era. To actually kind of help put Cena's feet to the fire for a while. And it was great until... Don't want to break things down too much with the whole Chris Benoit thing. Like, I gave up wrestling for several years after that. And I think it wasn't until like New Japan really got big with Bullet Club, and then guys like Owens and Daniel Bryan were getting shots in WWE that I came back. But yeah, back then Edge was like one of the few things to see during Cena's reign, and now we got WrestleMania. For like the first time in like 20 years, Cena actually turned an heel.
That's crazy. I'm still kabaffled by that. It's just the idea that it's been 20 years and he kind of was a heel at first, so like you can't say he was never a heel.
Yeah,
but
the Doctor
over
of
20 years,
Thugonomics thing.
Yeah, over 20 years he hadn't been a heel, so it's a fresh take on things. I'm kind of very excited to see it fully play out.
Oh, they're kind of leaning towards it, because first of all, R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. His WrestleMania match, the Treehouse of Terror thing or whatever it was called, with Cena, where they kind of hinted at that thing, and Cena ended up defeating himself because of that. And then
I seen a clip on YouTube of that the other day, where it was like Bray Wyatt called it. He seen it. He seen the writing on the wall.
And then last year, I think it was last year, I'm not sure, maybe the year before, Cena lost to Austin Theory. Which is a whole bunch of bullshittery, but still, when it's a win's a loss is a loss. Cena is doing the thing. He is putting other guys over. So, if Cody Rhodes is going to be the future of the company for like at least the next few years, then it makes sense to have Rhodes go over. Although these days, with Triple H writing really good storylines, like long-term storylines, I wouldn't be surprised if Cena wins, and either Cody or Roman or Punk or something gets the win next year. Because they're writing storylines years in advance now. And that's kind of good.
I don't see Cena winning. I really do think this is his final match.
Well, he's not going to win clean. I mean,
really on his retire.
There would be some bullshit.
If he win, he would become the champion. He's trying to get his final championship.
Right.
And I don't see them letting him win if he don't intend to wrestle anymore. It really doesn't make it. Oh, Boogeyman! I fucking love Boogeyman.
Oh God! Oh, I'm going to get through.
I still be doing that walk. I love the Boogeyman, man. I love that, man. His walk is so good.
That was one of those gimmicks back during the like the PJ era, I guess it'd be. Where it was a lot better than it had any right to be.
Right.
But he just couldn't follow up with it in the ring. Like, he wasn't that good in the ring, in my opinion. And as much as I hate to say it, Bray Wyatt was the same way. Like I got a lot of inspiration for the stuff from Bray Wyatt. But in the ring, he wasn't really the best. He relied on a lot of that smoke and mirror stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I bring this up about Bray Wyatt, I've talked about this before, how he really was more suited for like writing horror movies and horror TV shows and stuff. But he tried to bring his horror into wrestling because that's what he was born in. And that's
kind of inspired by The Undertaker.
Yeah. And that's why maybe like the lore and the writing and creativity stuff that I do isn't really fit for VTubing. But this is the media that chose me, man. VTubing saved my fucking sanity years ago. And I'm just trying to get back whenever I can. Whenever I can.
I hear that.
And it's been...
the Wyatt family, shoot.
Yeah, R.I.P. Brody Lee and Luke Harper. One of the biggest missed opportunities of all fucking time. I still miss Luke Harper.
Is it AJ Styles? Is AJ Styles the Fiend? Not the Fiend, what is his alternate persona?
Bray Wyatt had the Fiend. Finn Balor had the Demon.
Finn Balor, there it is, yeah. Finn Balor, yeah.
I don't think he's been the Demon for a while now.
Yeah, since Bray Wyatt passed. I think that was his last match as the Demon, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think he had one with Edge. Because I remember they said that it was...
He did!
It was his first loss as the Demon in a long time. But then that was bullshit because he did lose as the Demon to Samoa Joe in NXT. I guess that doesn't count, though.
Yeah, when Edge did his
with that weird spiky mirror mask thing.
His other persona, shoot, with the vampires. I'm so bad with names.
The Brood.
Yeah, the Brood. Yeah,
him, Gangrel, and Christian.
Brood versus the Demon. Yeah,
fanging and banging. It's funny, Gangrel. It's like for like Vampire the Masquerade, right? I think a couple people in FlaVR play that, or at least have heard of it. Where he's actually based on a character from that series. That's why whenever they had a video game with Gangrel in it back in the day, they had to put that thing Gangrel copyright Wolf Entertainment or whatever it was.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like back in the day with Hulk Hogan, they had the Hulk registered trademark at Marvel Comics or something. It's all fucking weird, the whole fucking legal thing.
Always up with copyright. Literally always something. I understand why it's a necessary evil, but it needs to be reworked. It's something that really need to be reworked.
It is so easy.
A lot of people take advantage of it.
And it's so easy to manipulate, man. Like, the reason that the limit on copyright works is like 95 years or something, like it is right now, is because Disney kept going to court and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. And eventually the courts had to say, nah, 95 years is enough. Some of your shit's gonna start rolling off in a couple years. Winnie the Pooh rolled off, and now we got Blood and Honey.
Yeah, Luke Harper. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Brody Lee. I was a huge fan of Luke Harper back in the fucking game. I really thought he could break out. Like, especially after he had that great fucking match with Dolph Ziggler for, like, the IC title he held on to for, like, 2 weeks. And then they finally let him go to TNA, he did his thing, and then he passed away, man.
A lot of the Wyatt family members actually got their breakout. After doing the Wyatt family, they got their breakout. They actually had been doing really well.
Yeah, because Rowan is back with, was it the Wyatt 6 now, where they got Bo Dallas? That was some cool shit at the beginning. That was awesome where they did the QR codes, and I'm wondering if that's what Bray's original plan for the Wyatt 6 was. And then they had them all spoopy Funhouse characters. Playhouse, my bad. But then it just kind of fucking disappeared. And then, like, they fucked around with Chad Gable and the Alphas or whatever, and then Chad moved on.
Kind of hard to tell a story when the main character is gone.
Yeah. So it's like, it broke my heart seeing that first interview Bo Dallas did about why he's continuing the story. But, you know, there's going to be limited material there, man. So it was a nice kind of nostalgia trip at the beginning, but then just kind of went nowhere. And then Chad Gable moved on to getting his ass kicked by Penta. Fucking, I love Penta. I'm so happy Penta's back in the WWE, man. Any of you who don't know about Lucha Underground or haven't watched Impact or anything, oh my god, you're in for a treat with Penta. He is fucking cool. He is awesome. He breaks his fucking arms.
My supervisor keeps trying to get me to get on Impact, but I'm like, I'm not even like too into the WWE, so I don't want to really even pick up a second wrestling series into my already jam-packed watch list. So yeah.
Well, to be honest, I haven't watched an actual wrestling show for like years. But luckily what I can do is I do what I do with VTubers. And if I can't watch a full stream, I will go to WWE's channel and I will just watch all the clips of the guys that I like.
Same.
And piece everything
That's how I've been watching it. I'm so glad they have a YouTube channel. And they literally upload everything, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe y'all are just giving this stuff away for free.
Right. And I believe they recently got a big achievement too. Where it was, I think they're only the 10th channel in history to hit 100 million subscribers. And for that, they get like a Ruby play button. Although I think like kind of diminishes it. I'll look it up right now. So far, my computer hasn't been chunking. It's been running good with browser open. So, Cause I think it's like one or two are just actual producers,
like the era based,
and the rest of them are computers.
Yeah, the last, like, I want to say like last 10 years, they've been kind of struggling to keep what they want to do. They're actually starting to bring back the violence. Yeah, there's blood and everything. Within the last like year, they've actually started bringing back blood, which is crazy that y'all avoided blood for so long in a wrestling series when people literally break stuff, breaking body parts, and y'all like, oh no, blood. Are you serious? Area where he basically had identity crisis. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here,
I like the Cody Rhodes story. I really do. I just feel like they pushed him way too hard when he came back. They gave up a lot of the stories that they had already been telling over like the past 4 years, to really start pushing Cody Rhodes. And it just hasn't really been keeping my interest too well.
It's like they had great shit with Roman Reigns, and I know if they want to put their whole weight behind Cody, like I almost feel like they pushed Cody in order to spite AEW. And if so, it's working, because AEW has kind of gone in the fucking toilet over the last few months.
Yeah, I heard they've been taken to,
Yeah, they're leaning way too hard on Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, for pretty much everything. He's like, by far, their longest reigning champion.
But, literally carrying the company on his back.
Well, here's the list I found. The 10 channels that have won the Ruby Play button, 100 million views. And I think only one of them or two of them are actual YouTubers, the rest are companies. T-Series, which is music. PewDiePie. Coco Melon. Like Nastia, which is a Russian children's content creator. Vlad and Nikki, which is a Russian children's content creator. Set India, which is Indian music. WWE. Mr. Beast. Kids Diana Show, which Russian children content creator. That seems to be a lot of that shit. And Bangtan TV, for the K-pop group BTS. Out of all those, like, you know, PewDiePie and Mr. Beast could be considered YouTubers. The rest of them are just companies. So that kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know what that fucking says.
A lot of them are for children. At least so.
It's easy to make a whole company around farming fucking children's content. You see a lot of it. Like, I hesitate to call AI stuff slop, because, you know, I make a lot of AI art with my pictures and stuff, and FlaVR was born of AI, the Great Pumpkin Pepper. And, but there's just some fucking slop coming out there on YouTube these days, man. Like the cat videos that like with the horrendous gore and shit and everything. And somehow,
I mean, even before the AI, they had the Spider-Man and Elsa stuff.
Oh, Elsa-gate, fucking Elsa-gate, man.
Yeah.
But now with AI, it's just that much easier to push that slop out there.
Right. Which is really funny, because for like the past 10 years, we've been trying to push children off the internet, and now YouTube is just like, yeah, we want children on our platform. And I'm like, why? That doesn't make any sense.
At some reason, at some point, someone at YouTube must have looked at the numbers and said, hey, there are a lot of fucking parents that are just leaving the screens on for their kids on autoplay instead of fucking parenting them and shit. And they realized, hey, we can make a lot of money off of this. Because, you know, watch hours are watch hours, views are views, right?
Yeah. As a parent, I've seen some weird stuff. That YouTube complaining about curse words within your first 5 minutes of your video but then you look at the stuff that are literally put on the website for children, and y'all aren't thinking, hey, maybe we shouldn't have this on our platform.
Yeah, there's just such a flood of it that they're not able to police it all at once. And you can understand why, like, they go with the AI tools, because there's just such a flood of videos that come out. But then people get caught up, and actual creators get fucked up by the AI process. Like,
Right.
Broly May has been fighting. I don't know if he's given up the fight or not. His YouTube channel got donked because it showed a picture of a cock during a stream.
He's been in talks with an actual person at YouTube, so they're working it out. So he might get it back.
Well, I'm hoping it's a person.
I've last heard.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously I haven't seen what him and Raimi are doing, but I saw like one of the letters they got from this Amy, and I'm a fucking middle management wagey, not the power level. And like, I looked at, oh god, that looks like a fucking form letter. Someone did a fucking Mad Lib and sent it over. So I hope they are talking to an actual human fucking being. Because, you know, I didn't see the stream. I don't go out of my way to see cops. But it sounds like he was doing it in a medical manner. Like, he was talking about
he was.
MRI.
It was like, for like the past year and a half, we've talked about that specific thing on his streams. Like I always bring up, there was a guy on YouTube. He had a video on his channel for months of him waxing his butthole.
Yeah.
And the only reason it got taken down because everybody started talking about it. And it got hundreds of thousands of views. I think it was like at 114,000 views before it actually got taken down. And to this day, he still has his channel. He never got taken down. Nothing happened. And I'm like, y'all looked at the stream about actual medical stuff, and y'all thought, oh no, we can't have this on our platform. We're gonna shut down your entire channel. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
And what about the fucking nude yoga that they do? Like I heard there's nude yoga.
Sometimes there's actual porn on YouTube.
Yeah. And
videos of people getting their head blown off. Like, it's a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, like
that shouldn't be on YouTube.
All I'll say for my old school anime hip hop heads is, like, I watched Genocyber on YouTube, and if you ever watch Genocyber, you know exactly what that fucking means. Yeah, it's just fucking. I understand it's a huge company. I understand there's a lot of shit to check, but whatever they're doing with the AI is not fucking working. Like, I've had videos and streams of mine frozen or whatever, where they think, oh, this copyright content detected, for the fucking BGM I use. When the BGM is royalty-free stuff from Pixabay, which is a company that, or a website, Pixabay, all they do is royalty-free stuff. Like, I get my pictures there, yeah.
Pippa's original BGM, she had Circus something, I can't remember what it's called. It was one of the free BGMs from YouTube. It was copyright claimed, so she had to stop using it. I'm like, how do you let somebody copyright claim a BGM y'all have on y'all platform to be used? That doesn't even make sense. You put this on here.
You can understand why people like Corona and all of them end up having custom BGMs made for them because of shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kills the flow. Like when it first happened to me, I was doing Power Wash Simulator. I was really getting into it. And I didn't realize that it had broken until Malone sent a message saying, hey, your stream has been cleared. So I had to quit the stream, open up a new stream. I'm already pissed off because, you know, it's Power Wash Simulator, and I had finished 99.9% of the area, and that last 0.1% is the one that fucking gets your dander up. And we're finishing this fucking golf course right now. Get the fuck back in here. We're hosing down this. It's just more headache than it's worth, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen on Twitter somebody was talking about how, yeah, it's stupid that y'all have a way to remove the copyrights on some of your videos, but why is it that you can only do them one at a time? And it takes like an hour and a half to remove that one song. Why is it not just a remove all copyrighted material button? Like, it's just so stupid.
I'd be a little worried about that though, because like, what if it detects like legitimate music? Or like, what if you got the? I know there's a lot of AI music that people are using these days, and AI is essentially chopping up a lot of other things and putting them together. What if somebody did an AI song that was technically non-copyright, but it detected little bits and pieces of other songs in there and struck that?
Yeah, literal beeps and boops. I was talking to I can't remember who I was talking to about it. I think it was Doggy War. He was saying that they're going to start making beeps and boops and claiming just one note. No, I said that. They were like, they're going to start making AI songs and just make a million AI songs and copyright claim all of them. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, because at the end of the day, if anything, if you could do that, you could just claim a note, because there are copyright claims on like 2 beats, 2-3 seconds of a beat. You can claim like 2-3 seconds of a beat, and you will get copyright claim because those 2-3 seconds of a beat is in your video. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. They won't be able to keep paying that off if they were to do that. The amount of money it would take to copyright all of these copyright songs, which no one is going to ever use anyway, wouldn't amount to anything. So it's stupid. The whole copyright system just
got me thinking.
It doesn't need to be abolished, but
it needs to be.
It needs the reworking. Yeah.
Kind of hilarious though, because like if we're just gonna go after people about little samples, then go ahead and copyright every single song from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s for Funky Drummer.
Good morning, Cara. How's it going?
Hey, Malone. Thank you for stopping by, man. Doing good. Malone was there for UFO 50 this morning. It was fucking fun. A lot of great games. Like 50 full-size retro-style games, $20 is fucking great. But yeah, it's just, I gotta be careful these days, because I'm slowly trying to step my game up. Like, I was looking at stuff I did over years ago. I've actually got an overlay, BGM, got a fucking second monitor. And now, trying to step my game up, trying to evolve, I gotta be careful of these pitfalls I keep throwing up with the AI and the claims, because I think maybe that was one of the big reasons I've decided that I can't do this as a job, that I can only do this as like a hobby. Because YouTube can nuke you at any fucking time. And unless you get a big enough outcry...
Over literally anything.
Unless you get a big enough outcry, or you have like your Markiplier levels, there's not a whole lot you could fucking do.
Yeah, it's really sad to see.
Yeah, and then I had to rethink that.
So often.
They had to rethink that when I found out that they were starting to use AI for some of the things at work.
Originally, it's basically a foreign concept. Yeah, originally, yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun, man.
Someone has done it somewhere.
That's why all the games that are coming out are fucking remakes or sequels. And there are very few original IPs out there. Like, I mean, you look at the Switch 2 showcase that came out. Alright, so you got the Mario Kart, you got a new Donkey Kong, Silk Song Bros are winning, Deltarune 1 through 4. Very few, like, original IPs, original ideas out there. Because, like, it's what's fucking safe. It's what's worked back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got like Tekken 8, no challenger, and King of Fighters 15 and Street Fighter 6 and all of that.
Yeah, it's been done before. There is no originality.
And I
it's
know,
a dead dream to be trying to be original.
and speaking of original, so like as far as fighting games go, especially with like the King of Fighters and Tekken and stuff, when you have series that have been going on that long for like 20, 25, 30 years, and you have a new installment, all the fans are going to be like, hey, are you bringing this character back? Are you bringing my favorite character back? And you almost have no room for original characters, new stuff.
Yeah.
Like Mark of the Wolves, or City of the Wolves. They only have two new characters, and only one of them is like an analog for a guy that died.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to say on that because I think like with the DLC, how DLC works, there's never no, oh, we don't have the ability to do this because, you know, we're on a set schedule. You can always go back and add stuff. There's nothing to it but to just add it later. And even then, they spend so much time after releasing the game still working on said game.
Right.
Like, look how long it took from Mortal Kombat X to Mortal Kombat 11. I think it was like 9 years in between the two, which kind of makes sense because they weren't just sitting on their hands. They had to do Injustice. They were actually working on Injustice in that time frame. So like
the one with the DC
I understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but there are companies that are just sitting around on their hands, literally doing nothing with their time except making money off of their old projects that they already have out.
They're just sitting on those fucking IPs for a couple days, and then occasionally re-upping or re-releasing, or like what was it? The one company, I think it's Natsume, that did the remakes of Shadow of the Ninja and Wild Guns and Ninja Warriors, and they fucking re-released Tough Guy recently. It was super obscure. Like, I think it was a DOS fighting game. They re-released that. Mm-hmm. They're just people sitting on these IPs for decades, and they're just like occasionally trickling them out. It's just kind of infuriating. Because, you know, and I think this is part of the strategy too, where people will like
milk for everything, literally milk for everything.
Yep. It's like if people can purchase it, they're gonna usually purchase it. Like if you're gonna Hosho Marine something, you're gonna Hosho Marine it. But a lot of people will pay for it if they can get it in a simple enough manner. Yeah, you're right, Malone. Or Ubisoft that just sits there and does nothing, eventually taking a dump of a game and having to sell a portion of the company. Yeah, fucking Ubisoft. The fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, God. That was the shitstorm that they have been deserving for a long fucking time. Hey, let's base our whole fucking game around a guy who may or may not actually just be a Nobunaga fanfiction character. He may or may not exist. And then Malone played a game called Yasuke Simulator. It's like a 2-hour kind of shitpost of a game, and that actually looked far more entertaining. I might pick it up. It's like
that's literally what everybody has been saying, and I don't understand. Like they're talking about how they reworked the whole entire game, so you don't have to play as the black man, and I'm like, why? Why did you recreate your whole game over a controversy on Twitter? Like, well, that's stupid.
From what I understand, like, I haven't played it. From what I understand, the way they did it was real fucking stupid. You have to play as Yasuke for, like, the tutorial. and then you have to play
Everyone's
as
a
the
mod.
ninja for like 3 hours or something, and then you just get to pick between whoever you want. So they force you to play as both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of annoying. And then, of course, it's the same old Assassin's Creed stuff.
Assassin's Creed, it's kind of been dead in the water for a while now. So
yeah, I know
they're not really missing out on anything.
I know there was a lot of hype with Shadows when it was initially announced, but look at Ghost of Tsushima. They did that a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
Or like even something like Neo.
I think they lost their premise for Assassin's Creed. You're literally no longer an assassin.
Yeah,
we go from being pirates to being samurais. Like, what happened? How did we get here?
They were Vikings and Egyptians for a hot minute too, right?
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
I don't fucking know. But then it's a lot of it is just in the same Ubisoft, the mold. You do the same kind of things like the radio towers, quote unquote. It's just the fucking grind work.
Mm-hmm.
You put a new coat of paint on it, like the samurai or the Egyptians or the Vikings or whatever. It's not gonna help it if at the core it's just the same shit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I get worried about new IPs. I look for new IPs because if it's gonna be the same IP, it's gonna be the same type of game.
Feature creeped into a derogatus. Yeah. The stupid part is they were promoting that he was a main character.
Yeah.
When it first was dropped, they were promoting it like, black guy main character of our series. Then everybody on Twitter was like, oh, why is a black guy in Japan and all this, that, the third, and then they backtracked on it and was like, oh, actually, he's actually like a side character. He's not even important in the series. It's so stupid.
It's kind of fucking depressing because I know where some of that criticism was coming from, and like the fact that they're kind of kowtowing to it is kind of depressing too. And then there was the same kind of backlash kicked up when you found out that the other protagonist was a female character.
Which I don't understand why that would be a problem. I've never gotten into Assassin's Creed, but has it been a thing before now that the Templars were always male?
I think it was just like the whole wanting to like kind of self-immersion, see yourself as the character type of thing. I don't know.
Oh man, I hate hearing about the immersion. Oh my immersion! I hate that so much. You do not have to be able to see yourself as a character to enjoy something. There's something wrong with you if you can't interact with something, if you can't see yourself as that character.
I'm assuming that's why so many of these games these days, like even Street Fighter 6, has created character modes where
they talk about that too. That they use Yasuke as in plenty of other games, and it's never been a problem.
And what other games has he been?
I haven't seen them, but the Noir. He said, Choco said that he's a boss fight in Noir.
Hey Choco, how's it going, man?
I'm bad, but yeah, what was it? It was one of the news reporters I was watching, and it was like, yeah, it's like not him being a part of the series. That is the problem. It's just the fact that y'all tried to promote it the way y'all did, and then y'all tried to backtrack on it. That made everybody so mad. must be as bland as possible. White guy, long hair covering his face, literally 3 speaking lines,
Yeah, and if you're gonna be in Japan, that's gonna be even weirder. Like Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai type of
between
disturbing.
Ninja Game. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's like that's one of those trends that I've been kind of weirded out about in quote unquote triple. Like my rig can't run most fucking AAA games, so I don't even try. But I know the industry is in kind of trouble right now with a lot of these things going on. Like everyone trying to jump on the same kind of bandwagon and put out the same kind of game after one game in the genre becomes popular. Because for a while we had all these fucking battle royale shooters like PUBG and Fortnite and all of that. And then everyone tried to hop onto the team shooter train with like Overwatch and all. Although that's kind of been revitalized recently with Rivals. I know Malone's played a lot of Rivals. Him and Grub and all. It's become pretty popular. Like I tried running it. It's free. I tried running it if I didn't think my potato would fucking explode. But I have watched a lot of them playing it, and it's been very interesting. Seeing how they kind of
had trouble running it, so you might not have much trouble running it. It's run pretty decent for me, and I struggle to play a lot of stuff, so you might be able to run it if you are interested in playing it.
Well, I'll put it on my to-do list. I might just not be able to stream. Like I know that it kind of ties a little bit of that collab a few days ago. Like I just might. I still want to play all these games though. It's like the shit that I can run just can't stream. I just might have to like not stream my perspective. Like Tabletop Simulator. That's a fucking great game. I love it, but I just can't stream it. Like it depends on the game though. Like I think it's because it loads everything in at once. Where, like, if you're playing a simple board game, like, with just dice and one board and a few pieces, it's not a problem. But if you're doing, like, a card game with 4,000 cards loading at once, then it's gonna fucking brick everything. That shit is not optimized. But it's a lot of fun. You can play a lot of board games for free on there. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I've done that before. You can, like, just record your perspective through, OBS. Like, if somebody else is streaming, you could just record your perspective and just upload it as a video.
Well, if I'm doing a collab, like I don't care about numbers anyways. Like I will actually tell people on my channel if they're watching collabs where more than one person is doing it. Like if you want to go ahead and check over the other person, it's probably for the best because of my fucking potato. The collabs aren't about, like, I try not to do anything for the fucking numbers, but the collabs, like the main, there are three main things, that I wanted to focus my channel around. Collabing, creative writing, and now professional wrestling with, how big and popular my Fire Pro series has been getting. And like any of that, like it's about my own fucking sanity. It's about showing who I am and what I fucking love to do. And I'm trying not to bend hair for the numbers because I know that's not what it's supposed to be about. But I am looking into stuff like Rivals, stuff that I can move into, stuff that I can play that might get numbers. I might get more eyes on it as well. Like I'm not playing fucking FNAF. I don't give a shit about that fucking bear. Fuck him. But like UFO 50 is really popular. It's all these great fucking little retro games I can run. And it looks like Darkest Dungeon is actually getting popular again. Because Vinny Vinesauce has been playing it. So there are options out there, and that's why I'm on the verge. I wanted to ask you about it. I'm thinking of buying Balatro. I've heard it's like I know you played Balatro before.
So good, Jesus Christ! It's such a good game.
Well,
I don't know what it is about Balatro, but it tingles. It tingles. It tingles
It's
something.
pure fucking dopamine.
I don't even play like poker or anything, but it's something about Velatra.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm a degenerate fucking gambler. I play casino games all the time here. I don't play a lot of poker. I'm more of a blackjack guy. But I see
Me too.
Balatro, and a lot of people who aren't into casino stuff fucking play Balatro. I think they just figured out how to do that fucking dopamine rush where numbers are going up and you hear the jingle in and you make the little decisions that affect it.
Yeah, you see the numbers build. That's what it always is, every single time.
So I've been on the verge of picking it up, but usually with my finances being like they are and everything, I can't make this into a job. It's a hobby right now. I wait till stuff goes on sale. I know with Balatro, as expensive as as popular as it is, as big as it is, it usually doesn't go on sale for much. I'm thinking, I just might fucking buy, because I know you play it, I think Neo plays it. A lot of people have been playing it, even people who don't do casino gambling and stuff like I do. So I'm thinking of biting the bullet and just checking it out.
Yeah, there is a multiplayer mod. So if you are interested, we could do that.
Well, Well, whenever there's a game like that, like with the mods and everything, I like to play vanilla first, just to kind of get the base experience, see how that feels. Because I am trying to do mods. Like, do you play the Street Fighter games a lot?
I'm more of a Tekken Mortal Kombat person. I hadn't really gotten into Street Fighters.
Because one of the reasons I got Street Fighter 5 for like $8 was because there were some mods I wanted to put on. And no matter how fucking hard I do, like, I can't follow the instructions to get the mods to work.
I've had that problem so many times.
Yeah, like, there's some kind of duck thing that I had to put on, and a link to the game, and link to the mods, and open the fucking game, close down Discord, close down the browser and everything. And then I look, and Jury and Cammy look the same as they always fucking do.
Just nothing actually changed. You went through all the correct things and just
But the future remains.
Yeah, I've had that problem so many times. But yeah, destroying religious statues, that was something they really had problems with in Japan. They did not like that at all. They was like, why would you add that? And they're like, oh no, we didn't know. You did know. Common knowledge. I've seen so much about that.
I don't fucking know.
Being insensitive to the Japanese culture is wild. Is some of the wildest things I ever heard.
Fucking swear, man.
The government getting involved in these PR shows. True.
Oh yeah, didn't the Japanese government say something about that?
Yeah.
Like when the government starts getting involved in video games, that's when you gotta watch out, because although sometimes it can be good. I know there have been a couple governments out there that have been looking into the loot boxes and monetization, this predatory monetization shit, especially games meant for kids.
I think that was like 5 years ago. I think like 2020, 2019-ish. They implemented the law that they have to have the percent drop rate for the items in loot boxes and stuff like that.
Right.
For people to actually know, well, this is what your chances of actually getting this. And like, even now, I still feel like it doesn't help because it still don't drop.
Well,
you be looking for stuff and you still never will see it. So,
well, the new thing I read about was the predatory way that they do how you buy tickets and tokens and shit. Because you can buy like a couple of fucking rubies or whatever it is. For sake of argument, say rubies. You can buy a couple rubies, or you can buy a fuck ton of rubies. A couple rubies is not going to be enough to buy something. A fuck ton of rubies is going to be too much. So you have a couple of rubies left over from the fuck ton. And now you really want to buy something else, you either got to buy a couple rubies or another fuck ton. And that is just... I've seen this in multiple different games. I wonder why they fucking did that. And it to use an old expression, when you see it, you will shit bricks. It just all makes so much fucking sense. Fucking
I know,
modern game.
There are games where a lot of their in-game currency you can just get from free to play. Like Master Duel. I played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I have never spent a single cent on Master Duel. And it's very easy to like get into and play whatever you want as long as you are playing the game. What up, Squishy? You just have to actually put the time in, but a lot of people don't have the time to be able to put in. So that's usually where I'm spending a lot of money to be able to play this game. And then there's other ones where there is no play and get the in-game currency. You have no choice but to buy the in-game currency.
Right. Well, they also or to skip the grind. I do remember a long time ago Sterling talking about this, where if there's so many free-to-play games where you pay money just to skip ahead, skip levels, etc. If you've got if your game is so fucking boring that you're expecting people to pay money to skip part of your game, you're doing something wrong. Because like you're saying, how Yu-Gi-Oh's going, that sounds like it's good, where like you actually want to keep playing the game. You actually keep wanting going at it. Instead of like...
Yeah, that's very logical. You want to give the rewards to have people continue to play your game. You give out enough to where they can support themselves to be able to play the game. And that keeps more people actually playing it. That's some of the most logical thing ever. And most of these companies just don't understand that do a logical thing, you'll get good results.
Yeah, it's like these gotchas that Malone plays a lot of. The Nikkei and the girls frontline and all that. That's still... A lot of that you can still throw money at that, but he's figured out how to. And apparently, like, I don't 100% get that shit, but Malone plays them so much, I've kind of gotten some of it through osmosis. That, with like girls frontline and Nikkei and stuff, you can actually get a lot through playing for free. And actually just doing the campaign stuff and then just pulling occasionally. Like, you don't have to actually put any money. And there's actual gameplay there. Like, I've actually watched Girls Frontline 2 and Nikkei. There's actually fucking gameplay there. Like, you're not just hitting a button, rolling dice or something. You're actually fucking doing something. It's a game. It's just got sad robot waifus in it.
It's sad robot waifus. What's the boat waifu game?
There's a boat waifu game now?
Yeah.
Azure Lane.
Yeah, Azure Lane, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
There's not really any actual gameplay in there. You just collect boat waifus.
Yeah, the only reason I remember Azure Lane is because like HoloLive did a collab with them real early on. And ASCII, my Oshi, was part of that. And like, there was an item or something where if you put it on during the game, you got to listen to some of her classic bangers. And after that, I lost interest because, like, I didn't see much gameplay in it.
Yeah, same. I played it because Pippa had the little promotion thing going on at one point. So I downloaded it, played it for a little bit, and yeah, it's not really gameplay. It's literally collect PNGs of waifus, the game.
And if I'm going to collect PNG waifus, I'm just going to open bing.com/create and hit generate a few times. So at least I have the say in what my fucking PNG waifu looks like. Like, y'all don't get to pick. Like, and I know a lot of I've asked below, like, I guess that's why so many of them have such a diverse roster of characters, because they're trying to appeal to as many people as possible. trying to
Right.
get you focused on your waifu. But then, no, you can't just roll for your waifu. You have to roll for a whole fucking group of things. A lot of shit that you might... Like the fucking blind box shit. I was looking for a grocery store recently, and they were selling that little blind box figures, things like that. And, like, I just want to buy a little statue of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I can't buy Ted DiBiase. I have to buy a blind box that has like a 1 in 20 chance of being Ted DiBiase, and you can't open them up in the fucking store because they got video cameras everywhere.
Just for the scalpers. That's literally all that is.
Yeah,
you're not doing anything but making the scalper's job easier. I was just thinking about this the other day with like ZZZ. I call it the sleeper game, but yeah, ZZZ. They had Jane Doe came back, and because ZZ, their characters are all limited time. You can only get them during that time, and I feel like that concept is stupid. It's one of the dumbest concepts I ever heard.
Dear God,
because like, if a person is literally going to play your game to get one specific character, they're never gonna play that game. Why not just make all of your skins, all of your characters, everything always available?
Yeah.
Because plenty of times, like, half of your fan base are only there for specific things, like Fortnite. The concept of battle passes makes no sense to me. You have to play in that time frame to get those skins.
It's the engagement.
If you weren't playing through those time frames, those skins are now gone, and people will never be able to get those skins again half the time.
Yeah,
I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have a store that has all of your skins? You are going to make more money with everything available at all times. Because at any point in time, someone can be like, yeah, I want to play this game just randomly, and I'm going to go in and play it, and they could go to your store and see a specific skin and be like, wow, I'm gonna get this skin. And then any other time, if they pick it up and go and they look at your store, and they're not gonna see anything they're ever gonna want. So like, you're losing money by doing the FOMO. Yeah, doing the FOMO. That's stupid.
They just want the engagement. They want those players so they can brag about the player numbers. Oh, 1 million fucking people playing at once. Most played fucking video game ever.
Yeah.
And then they try to get hype and everything by bringing in, like, I think this is what fucking weirded me out about modern gaming more than anything else. How Star Wars 7 through 9 finally came out after forever. And then the only way you would know that the Emperor had risen and was the final boss of Star Wars 9, it was literally announced in fucking Fortnite. Like, you did not know that the Emperor was coming. Like, I guess you knew if you read the book. But other than no one's reading the fucking Star Wars books in 2020, whatever. It's fucking Fortnite, baby. And
that's not even a new thing too, because like with Kingdom of Hearts, you had to own like 8 different consoles just to be able to keep up with the storyline of Kingdom of Hearts. I don't understand why Kingdom of Hearts was exclusively separated over like 8 separate consoles, and not even company-based consoles like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PSP, PS3. It was Game Boy Advance, PSP, Nintendo Switch. There was a mobile app you had to play. And I'm like, why? What logic does that make? How is your fan base supposed to keep up with your story if they don't own all of these consoles?
And wasn't there even like one like Final Fantasy VII game that was locked to like an old Java phone or something?
Yeah.
And everyone had to fucking hunt it down once everyone moved on to Android?
Yeah. the logic of these companies are literally non-existent. I can't comprehend the decisions that some of these companies make when it comes to games. It just doesn't make any sense.
Because there's not a lot of long-term planning that goes. It's like, what's the next big thing? What's the next thing we could put in, etc. It's like so many great fucking games are locked away on old systems that and they never like Fighters Mega Mix, one of the greatest fighting games, like a combination Virtua Fighter, Fighting Vipers. They had some other Sega characters. They had like Sonic, the Fighters, and they had you could fight as the car from Daytona, USA. It's locked away on the fucking Saturn. Well, Gamescom technically that doesn't fucking count, but it's this great fucking game, and like we have no choice but to fucking Hosho Marine it if we want to play it, man. Or pay hundreds of fucking dollars at a reseller on eBay who may or may not actually own it.
Right, like Fortnite. Fortnite has skins that are exclusive to some of the most dumbest things. They have a Galaxy skin that you had to buy a Galaxy X10 or something like that. You had to buy a phone to get this skin. And I'm like, who thought that was a good idea? Most of the people that are even going to buy this phone are not going to play your game. So they just have this code for literally no reason because they don't care about Fortnite. So why is that a thing that y'all thought was a promotion y'all should go with?
Or then the fucking scalpers get a hold of them and charge up the fucking wazoo.
An arm and a leg, yeah.
It just like I saw with the fucking. I'll make a confession right now. I apologize. I'm sorry if this drives any of my viewers away, but I like to watch Charlie, Moist Critical, and he's been doing a couple videos about the fucking Pokemon card situation at Costco. Have you heard about that shit?
About literally everything being scalped?
Yeah, about fucking people getting into violence and beating the shit out of each other, getting in fights at Costco to get Pokemon cards.
Yeah, you literally can't go to a store and get cards on release anymore. Yeah. Because scalpers are literally waiting outside the door for them to open the doors so they can buy all of the cards. I think it's Target. They started putting up signs that you're limited to only buying a certain amount of Pokemon cards.
So you have to go in, get your cards, and like put on a different jacket and a hat or something.
Wear a different hat. Yeah, it's so stupid. And then the people who are actually going in to buy the cards for collector purposes can't enjoy buying the cards because they can't get what they want to pull because they can only buy a certain amount of packs.
And what about the poor little kids who just want to actually play the fucking game?
Right.
Yeah. I guess they have to go through the website or like the video game version.
Yeah.
Like you with a Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I don't think it's that bad. Is it that bad with Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
With Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, Yu-Gi-Oh isn't being scalped. Everything is an arm and a leg. We aren't getting scalped. Everything just costs the arm and a leg in Yu-Gi-Oh.
So they cut out the middleman and fuck you directly.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's why it's just like a lot cheaper to play it in the actual. Like what's the one you were playing? Duel Links?
Master Duel.
Master Duel. My bad.
You might as well play online. At this point, you might, which is funny because now you can play like Master Duel. They have World Championship tournaments in the online game that can get you a you can win a world's world's invite to actually go play at Worlds through playing the Master Duel. Right. So I'm like, you kind of wasting your money. You spend $1,500 on 40 cards that within the next 3 months, it will be worth maybe like $200.
Right.
But
But
you
like,
could just
so what do
play Master Duel.
what do they do though if you make it to the tournament, but you don't actually have the physical card? You just play the tournament.
Well, you have to.
Oh, you have to buy
You
the
have
card.
to.
Like they don't
So if you
provide
play
cards.
Master Duel, and you make it the Worlds, you have to now spend that $1,500.
Well, that's a huge.
You're obligated at that point. Yeah.
Oh god, Malone's right. Some scalpers use a virtual address and get around it that way, which is sad and sucks. Use a bunch of effed up tactics to get entire or near the entire. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like you had said, you dropped ZZZ. I didn't even pick up ZZZ because about the time I decided I was going to play, Jane Doe was already gone, and I literally only wanted to play ZZZ just so I could get Jane Doe.
Yeah.
So I didn't play it. Like I was saying earlier, the people who are going to play your game are no longer going to play it because the character they wanted to use is no longer available.
Why are you going to introduce a broad spectrum of waifus to try to appeal to everyone, like every archetype, every fetish that they can, if you're just going to go ahead and lock them away again, and if they're not there playing to get that, just fucking lose interest. I guess they're just trying to hit on that one character that's going to be the big seller for them. It's just, I mean, it's a little bit easier to figure out when you realize that everything is just being done for fucking money. But it just doesn't make it kind of bites them in the ass too.
The short-term profit you get from Fumo is worth more than the long-term profit you always have skins available. I don't think so. I really don't feel like that's logical because, like, I know, like, in games like Fortnite, they do the special events and people come back and play for those events to get those exclusive skins and stuff like that. But, like, they're not there to play your game after that. They come back for that one thing, and then you lose the player. They're gone now. So, like, in the long term, yeah, you made that short money right then, but, like, over that time frame, your player base is now dropping in numbers because you only had that week and a half to participate in that event. And for the rest of that time of the month, those players are no longer playing. You're not giving them an incentive to actually enjoy your game, like battle passes. The concept of battle passes don't work because once you complete said battle pass, there's nothing left. Yes, there's the store. Like, I know, like, I keep bringing up Fortnite. I only play Fortnite. Yeah, the Fortnite store, they've made it now where it resets every day. But, like, me personally, I go into the Fortnite store and look at it and be like, there's literally nothing in here. I'm not buying nothing out of this store 90% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm just saying, if there's a fun game experience underneath all of it, yeah, that'll be enough to keep a lot of people coming back. But yeah, Choco actually is a pretty good thing for stopping by, Choco. If someone's willing to jump through all those hoops to get a waifu, then that's a whale you can exploit. Like you gotta think it's not for like the greater good, bigger consumers. It's for the like fucking people who are gonna be willing to shell out hundreds or thousands of dollars or find mom and daddy's credit cards and get strange, funny numbers on the back, shit like that. Not for like the common player.
Yes. So why would not having everything always available not be more appealing to a person willing to shill thousands of dollars?
There you go.
They can go into your store and see like 25 different things that they like, oh, I need all of this, in comparison to going into your store and seeing one thing that they can spend like $15 on and then they leave.
Yeah. Well, as far as Fortnite goes, taking a shot in the dark here, I'm not 100% sure. Part of it might be due to, like, since they have a lot of licensed properties, maybe, like, the license running out or something.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
You know, I bring this up because I bought Dead or Alive 5 recently for, like, $3, because it's old enough that I can run it. And I can't buy my Shiranui. Like, she's in the game, but I can't buy her, because, like, the licensing shit went out. Problem is, even though she's locked and I can't buy her, she will still show up as an opponent in arcade mode occasionally. So I either gotta fucking Hosho Mariner or find someone who's had a key sitting around for like 7 or 8 years. Like, as far, but even though that might kind of explain some of the Fortnite stuff, it still doesn't explain like the gacha games like Genshin and stuff like that, where they're all your original IPs. You can do whatever you fucking want with them, and they'll still cycle them out, take them away for a long time.
Yeah.
Is that
I know there's some Fortnite skins that are original IPs that haven't been in the store for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000 years, 1,000 days. Like, they have, on their wiki, they have, like, a setup for how long it's been since the last time that an item has been in the store. And I've seen some up there that's been gone for, like, 3 years. And I'm like, that makes no sense at all. Why is this not something that is available to people?
That's the fucking FOMO, man. Like, if you're... There are people out there who just fucking sit there, like... And I'm not even calling them losers or anything, because some of them, like... A lot of the shit that I do, like, I did it because, like, it was commuting and stuff. I had, like, 3 hours a day free. But they just sit there and just keep hitting that button, keep waiting. They got that kind of time. But it does end up becoming a second fucking job.
Yeah, a lot of the whalers are like that. They don't have really times to interact with your game. They just go in to buy what they came to buy. So, yeah, it's a lot of people that have that same thing where they don't really have the time to actually play the game.
Well, that's interesting. Malone brings up, part of it is because gachas work on a month-to-month basis. The story is already written, but all the animation and VAs, and that takes time. That's a logical way to look at it. But
I know that's like how Genshin Impact and stuff like that, where there is a actual story to their game.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it makes sense for something like that.
Makes you wonder what they do, like, if HoloLive gets it. Like, I know HoloLive got a few games in the can. Weren't they working on the Genshin, like the Hollow Earth or the Hollow World or something?
Yeah. I haven't really seen much on the Hollow Earth thing. It's been in talks for so long, I stopped caring because I haven't heard anything about it for like half a year now. They've been talking about that for like 2 years now.
And then and then in the meantime we get the Hollow Indies, which is quite a few games, like Hollow Run. I watched Malone play that recently, and a few other people play it. It seems empty. Like, there's a good premise there for Hollow Run, like a Mario Party type of thing. But, like, in execution, there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do. And then they actually hit it out of the park with Hollow Cure, which is their, like, Vampire Survivors like. Although I got really pissed off about that because they had a casino with blackjack, and the blackjack there is all fucked up. Because what you're supposed to do, my viewers have heard this rant 20 times. Fuck you, Deadmatch fans.
You can't really blame Holocure of that one, the creator of Holocure. It's a single guy.
Yeah.
So, like, in comparison to a whole company fucking up their game that they've been working on for 10 years to a single guy working on a game in his spare time, you gotta really take that as it is.
Yeah, made by a single guy who doesn't know how fucking blackjack is played, but I won't get into that. Malone says, to make things worse, you end up with groups like SAG-AFTRA, more like a mafia during protests. Some characters mute into the story during those protests. and we're gonna either hire outside like JP Dev. Yeah, it's just there's so many parts and pieces that go into updating all that shit too. And Choco's like Gachapon capsule machines. So John, yeah, I remember the Gachapon machines, the little capsule back in the fucking day, sitting outside of grocery stores and put a fucking quarter in, you get a gumball, or sometimes you get a cool little figurine. Sometimes you get a little like eraser, and your whole week is fucked. Personally, I would drop in voice actors altogether more often, not liability. Yeah. That's a whole debate in and of itself with the voice actors.
That was the thing Pippa was talking about Friday about the controversy with Genshin about them having to change all the voice actors and stuff.
Oh, what
happened?
I don't know what
happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened with it. I just know that the voice actors went on strike.
Oh,
I wasn't really able to really keep up with what she was talking about it, but the voice actors went on strike, so some of them they had to change the voice actors for some of the characters in Genshin.
Well, according to Brave, the voice actors for Genshin Impact changed to ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, labor dispute between SAG-AFTRA and the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Arts, and over AI protections and voice actor rights. So I can understand why, but yeah, that'll... Oh, here's a whole fucking article. And I don't show my browser on screen because, you know, even though I'm using VPN and I'm using Brave, which doesn't show ads, you know, you never fucking know when they'll break through.
Like I said, we want to watch a video summary. Will your computer be able to run it?
Yeah, probably. Like I haven't had any problems so far. I've had, like, as long as I don't have a fucking game going, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. Because I've had Brave open this entire time, and I don't think I've had anything drop.
Alright, yeah, go ahead and run it. We'll watch it.
What? Oh no, I was just reading a PC Magazine article.
Oh, no, I was telling him, go ahead and send the link.
Oh, okay.
I try not to keep up with too much of the drama because, you know, that's extra on your head to have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I hear it in passing.
It's like you can't even do a whole lot about it other than complain about it online or just vote with your wallet. And that's the biggest thing you can do. Just if you don't like what they're doing, don't give them your money.
Yeah.
Like, as far as mobile games go, there's this... I think the only time I spent money on any gacha type game, is an old one called Buried Borns, which was an old dungeon crawler type of thing. And the guy, it's a one guy dev team. And whenever I had problems or bug fixes or suggestions and stuff, he got back to me automatically, like within a day. And I felt that customer service from this one guy team was so good. I wanted to go ahead and throw him $8 to go ahead and like get rid of the ads, which I was blocking anyways by just playing it offline. Oh yeah.
This should work for you. I'm pretty sure. Where is it? There it is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
But how would I do that? Oh yeah. We'll just watch it on. Yeah, I see it.
Voice actors come to the comment section of that video angry with the video, but to one VA's credit, she actually deleted her comment after only a few hours of posting it. probably realized it was a bad move to make that comment, that the stuff she was trying to say about my video was incorrect, and that she was really only making the union VAs look worse. And so I won't be naming that voice actress, but there is another voice actress, the second one who came to my comment section, and her comment is still there. Let's take a look at this. Allegedly from this English voice actress, Cher Kirby says, "This video is full of misinformation. If you're not a member of SAG-AFTRA, maybe don't make videos like this. Thanks." I got a response from only 17 hours ago, actually, that reads, "So you're not allowed to talk about an issue if you're not a member of the protection racket being called out? That's not how it works." Now, interestingly enough, there's a post on the Genshin Impact subreddit from only 7 hours ago calling out the recent actions of Cher Kirby. We're not going to read that just yet, though, because I'd like to give you all the context, because this whole situation involves many more people than just Cher Kirby, as so many people on the internet right now are calling out union voice actors overall, including SAG-AFTRA itself. So I'll give you the context about what started all that over the last 24 hours or so. And it all begins here on March 26th. This post with now 2.9 million
playing Marvel
over on Twitter
Rivals
from voice actor Jacob Takanashi makes this announcement
Because
about how
Zoomers
Genshin
need
Impact
something
has a
being
voice
played in the
actor.
background.
Oh.
I'm honored to join the English cast of Genshin Impact as the voice of Kinnick. Taking up the mantle of Malipo is a privilege, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to...
I know, people was talking about this the other day. People were getting mad at, one of the JP voice actors because he took up the role when they were on strike. And, like, he's like, how was I supposed to know? Am I supposed to keep up with all the things that's happening on the other side of the planet? And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You expected him to understand what's going on in a different country? That people get so mad about the most backward stuff.
Yeah.
And like, why though? you have to understand that not everybody are out here looking into all of the drama of the world. That shouldn't be your first instinct to jump down somebody's throat because they aren't involved in the drama from where you come from. And it's kind of sad that that's like the go-to thing nowadays. How often that happens, and people don't even do their research into the stuff they're complaining about.
Yeah, it's just thanks to the power of the internet, you can look up almost fucking everything and like get pissed off at things that didn't even really fucking happen. Just following if people did their own research, so many things would be so much better. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's so easy. My daughter's mom was telling me she got into it about Adventure Time. People were talking about how in Adventure Time there's a character named Marceline, and people remembered her, wearing a plaid shirt, a plaid sweater, and it was a whole drama about the plaid sweater. And the whole time, it wasn't Marceline who wore a plaid sweater; it was Marshall Lee, her gender bend form. He wore the plaid sweater in comparison to her wearing a striped sweater. And I'm like, why is that something people are arguing about? I literally went on Google and typed in Marshall Lee, and you could see him wearing the plaid sweater. It's so easy to find information to stop you from looking stupid.
Was this about getting people pissed off about whether Marceline and Bubblegum might be lesbians or not?
I don't think so.
Because I know that in the
somebody
final...
probably was like, I remember Marceline wearing a plaid sweater, and then somebody else like, I ain't never seen that before, and you know how it goes from that point. Everybody just start arguing about literally nothing.
Because I do remember it being canon that they're lovers. Like in the last episode of the series proper, they do some face for a couple seconds. So
yeah, they had dated. It had been kind of hinted on over the whole entire series that they had previously dated before. It was hinted to, and in the final episode, they actually kissed, which most of the community was happy about. But then there was those few like, this is a children's series. Why is there women being lovers in the children's series.
It hasn't been a children's series since like season 3 or 4, not since they stopped just being goofy, silly shows from episode to episode, to trying to do like, I guess it was around season 5 or so, having a whole big fucking continuity, a whole big fucking trying to make everything into one huge storyline with the post-apocalyptic stuff and Gunther being some kind of evil alien and trying to go back in time and save the Ice King. It got
your own main character having their arm chopped off. At that point, you should be like, "Oh, this is no longer a children's show."
Yeah, and they're just trying to. It went from it was, and you see that with a lot of different TV shows. Like at some point, the switch just flips and it just gets all fucking different. There was a show that Mother Splatts and I used to watch back in the day called Harry's Law. Who's that lady from Psych from Misery, like Kathy Bates or something? It was kind of an upbeat, weird show about this Kathy Bates, I think it was. She was a lawyer, and she had a whole bunch of people being lawyers with her, and all the cases. And it was upbeat. It was kind of goofy. It was funny, and we enjoyed it quite a bit. Me and Mother Splatts. Then the second season comes out, and it's all boring. And now they're all real lawyers in a big law firm suddenly, and it just fucking. You kind of wonder why the switch gets flipped on some big shows. Like, you remember Reboot?
Reboot.
The one about the people inside the computer, like Bob and Enzo and Dot, and it was one of the first, I think one of the first computer animated shows ever made.
I don't
like
think so.
Lulu's been playing a lot of it. It's called Reboot, and it was kind of like episodic, bit to bit.
I do remember this.
Yeah, the first couple of seasons were really cool, really great. Episodic action stuff. And then for some reason, like starting in season 3 and moving on, it became fucking grimdark. The little kid character became this hulking, brute, angsty man-child type of guy. And they killed off Bob, the hero, the first 2 seasons. It's just, why you gotta fuck with the formula if it's working?
If it ain't broke, don't break it.
Yeah. Like there's a history of this too, like going back to the Legend of fucking Zelda series. I remember the original Legend of Zelda, top down, walking around the map, shooting your sword, shit like that. Then Zelda 2 comes out, and it's a side scroller with towns and puzzles and backtracking. It's just like you understand them trying to do something new, but you get the fucking bends at some point. With how much changes. I mean, I applaud some of them for trying to do something new, doing something different. But, and I guess that goes back to the talk about new IPs and everything. There are a lot of people just going with what works. But it's a whole fucking thing. Well, like it's a shock to the system, and then they don't understand why people are shocked.
Yeah. Then they'd be like, "Oh, I don't understand why we lost all of our fan base. Because it's not the same series anymore. Yeah. You completely changed what made the series what it is."
Like, I feel like you get that a lot in video gaming. Like, I don't follow modern video gaming a whole lot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Reboot was fucking great. Like, Lulu played, like, she'd been talking about Reboot a lot, and then played the I think it was a PS1 game that was absolute dog shit. But I've been looking into that back in the fucking past. Like a lot of things I love when I grew up. It was great until it wasn't.
Yeah, that happens so often.
And then, but that's one of the great things about living and growing up and being an adult in the time period we are now, where thanks to the internet, and both legitimate and non-legitimate things, we can automatically pull a lot of this stuff up and just experience it again. It's fucking great. Because I talk a lot about
I love cubics.
like lost media, like stuff that just fucking disappears off the face of the earth until one guy who had it stored on a VHS cassette in the back of his house fucking kicks the bucket or something, and they find it and someone uploads it to YouTube, and it's not lost anymore.
Right.
It's like, what was it? Everyone's talking about. I know it's not like mainstream lost media, but it kind of became mainstream when someone finally found the Family Guy pilot. The long lost Family Guy pilot.
I've never seen the Family Guy pilot.
Yeah, it was like gone for like so many years that someone just recently uncovered it and uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah, we literally haven't talked about FlaVR a single time. Number one, we got caught up on like 9 other different topics. We're pulling a car.
It's fucking hilarious. This was originally supposed to be a discussion of lore and writing lore and shit, but you know, I am trying to be more spontaneous.
Literally roll with the punches.
I am trying, like, and I think that was like part of my problem with the collab a few days ago. It's a bit of a makeup for, is that like I do like having that rigid structure because that's what works for me, but I do just like having the fucking chatting and everything too. That's one of the reasons why I've started doing weekly Zatsus. Like every Sunday evening I do a wrap-up Zatsu and I just chat with whoever comes by, whatever comes to mind. Talk about the week that was and the week coming up. But
Reboot was on Toonami,
yeah.
That's funny. Like how people now complain about 3D animations. A lot of these old series was in the 3D animations. Cubics, Reboot. A lot of these were just like that, and they were so beloved by so many people.
Yeah, 3 words: the mind's eye. There was a video series called VHS series back called The Mind's Eye, Beyond the Mind's Eye, etc., where it was literally just a compilation of 3D animation. This is like I think the early 90s. And it was fucking great. It had no cohesion. It didn't make any sense because it's like just a collection of 3D animation from like movies and things. Like one of them had clips from The Lawnmower Man. Which was a fucking trip if you ever see it. But it was great because it was just... And then you see shit coming out today, like, what was it, X-Arm? That looks as bad, that looks worse than fucking Mind's Eye did back in the 90s.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like the fucking, what was it, where they had the women kissing and they had to put a big lens flare on it for some fucking reason.
That happens so often now. I never understand. Like, why even add it if you're gonna censor it? I still think about like anime is for kids. I can't believe that was a statement. I was on Twitter the other day, and it's this it's a video of Ghost in the Shell. I think it's the Ghost in the Shell movie. And let me see if I can pull it up. She the main character, I forgot her name. I actually think it's the one where it's based off the movie that came out, the real life movie that came out.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! I'm having an hemorrhage right now thinking about that fucking live action movie. That pissed me off so fucking much. Let me get into this. I saw it in theaters with Amanda Splatts, and I got so fucking pissed off that I had to go home, go back to her place across the state, and hand her my copy of the original Ghost in the Shell movie, so she know why I was so fucking pissed off. Because they tried to cram the movie and both seasons of Standalone Complex into one film. They fucking whitewashed Toko Kusanagi. And then they I'd explain, oh, the real Motoko Kusanagi is dead. It's a white woman carrying on, like putting the brain in a white woman's body, trying to explain why they picked Scarlett Johansson for the role or something. And it's just fucking
somebody can look
infuriating.
at this and be like, "This is for kids." It's wild to me. That one scene alone, this one frame, you look at this and be like, "This is for kids," is crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, like back in the day, back in the 90s, U.S. Manga Corps, one of their big selling points was that they picked up all with the popularity of Ghost in the Shell, they picked up all the dog shit cyber anime and cyberpunk anime that wasn't safe for people to consume. Like Jenna Cyber and Angel Cop and shit like that, just because it wasn't kid stuff. That people who say that, I think maybe their only exposure is like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and things that exist to like sell you cards.
Yeah. Selling toys. Yeah, literally the stuff that exists for selling toys is what they look at and be like, yeah, all this is for kids. This scene right here ruined bunnies for me. And then you turn around and see ReZero with the bunnies. Bro, it literally pulled his spinal cord. I think Blood Sea came out in like 05-ish. So like with this animation, it has to be like 05, 08.
Yeah.
You look at stuff like this and be like, "This is for kids." You're a fucking psychopath.
Well, it's fucking filthy casuals, man.
Actual filthy fucking casuals.
Yeah, like I think that's one of the big reasons. Like when it actually gets to my lore, I went for the 90s aesthetic, so I could go ahead and do darker stuff. Like, because the original document that had Amanda Splatts on it had like a magical girl type of thing from the 80s with the whole Sailor Moon type of outfit. I decided, that's interesting, but that's not the type of shit I grew up with. I grew up with the shit from U.S. Manga Corps. And I was like, okay, I'll reboot it as a gritty 90s OVA. And that's how the Amanda Splatts, was born. A woman who got run over by an isekai truck instead of actually getting hit by it. So even though it became a human, guts are still splattered all over the desert, dragging myself by my fucking arms and hands across the desert to that cave where Sand Ruby patched me up in exchange for my soul. And I've just been wandering for like 13 years until I found y'all in FlaVR. That's like the shortest version of it. Like I go more into it in like the writing streams that I do every few weeks. If y'all want to check that out, get up in on that. But that's basically it. Like I took the concept, and that's one of the things I love about FlaVR. You can be completely original characters. You can take as little or as much as you want from what's existing. I think I kept like the silver colored hair, the yellow and black color scheme, and the concept of being roadkill. And the name. That's about it. And just kind of throwed with it, kind of made it mine. And I love that kind of freedom and flavor. Man. I love that kind of creativity. And that's another thing. Like you got people like Choco or Lulu or you and like Malone and all them doing different things. The whole variety. You look into the roster of FlaVR as it stands today. You're gonna find someone you like. You're gonna find content that you're gonna fucking love. It's that variety.
I kind of built my lore off of reality itself because I joined FlaVR and became a VTuber because of Brolame.
Yeah.
Him making FlaVR a thing is what made me join FlaVR.
Yeah, one of the
like,
OG5.
Pip is my OG. I love Pippa and all that, but I did not pick up the FlaVR tag until Brolame picked it up and did everything he did. So in my lore, Brolame created Star. and Star travels from a different universe because of the because there's multiple Lola Mays in my lore. My Lola May is a Lola May from a different universe who created Star because of Full Metal Alchemist. Where dude, the guy who merged his daughter with the dog.
Oh God,
Okay.
that fucking guy.
Yeah, my lore is based off that. He looked at that and goes, "Oh, I can do better than that," and he merges a girl, her brother, a cat, not a lion, a snake, and a sheep together, and creates Star. And Star has the power to warp between the different universes and get to the original FlaVR universe.
And that would be our universe, right?
Yeah. Which is me branching from being a original character and implementing myself into FlaVR.
Right. So the Star that we know is actually from a different universe with a different Brolame.
Yes. Like Choco is from FlaVR Max. Pippa didn't come up with the Choco concept. I can't remember who it was. While Pippa was creating, I don't know if you watched that stream, but when Pippa was creating the FlaVR concept, one of the fans was also creating FlaVR Max. Different versions of the original 5.
Oh yeah, Choco spoke about that before. It was like, and he ended up wanting to get that person's blessing before he went ahead with it, which I thought was very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Like, not necessary, but like, I don't know, like Amanda Splatts was created by someone in Mongolia, and I don't even know who in Mongolia created it. But I just saw it in the document there, and originally I was gonna pick Cara Malone, but then Cara Malone picked Cara Malone, and I'm like, okay, I can't, I gotta shit or get out the pond. I gotta pick someone, and then I'm like, okay, I can wrap something around Amanda Splatts.
TV. that's a 2,000-inch TV, $5,000.
French 2,000-inch TV, and that's Weird Al references. But yeah, so what type of abilities does Star have other than being able to walk through the different dimensions? Like what capabilities do you have here?
More or less just teleportation.
Teleportation is
just
really
basic
the only
teleportation.
One you need,
yeah, that's literally all you need.
Just be anywhere. Like, oh my god, I would save so much fucking money on gas and like bus fare and Uber and shit if I could just teleport places. Like,
I wish. Oh my god, I think about that so often. You remember the Jumpers movie?
Oh yeah, where there was two guys fighting and then like they were on a pyramid for like a quarter second.
Yeah, I love that movie so much. The ideal of being able to just jump through space, it blows my mind. I work at UPS, so I think, man, what if I could just move this box to where it needs to go instead of actually picking it up? I fucking love Jumpers. I'm so mad that it didn't get the reception it needed to get a second movie. They ended it on the cliffhanger where they wanted it to become a actual series, and it just didn't get the reception it needed to be continued. But they got a spin-off movie. It's not actually Jumpers. It's something different. The spin-off movie, the power, they have a different power. I think it's like excuse me, Foresight. They have Foresight or something to that effect.
It's in the same universe.
Yeah, but it's in the same universe.
That makes sense.
But yes, the Jumpers is where I got my teleportation concept from. And Flavor Bite were knockoff parodies of the original two groups made by Pippa and Ponko. Yeah.
As far as sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 different groups to Flavor.
Yeah, as far as actual abilities, like, nothing has been established with Amanda yet. Like, other than the fact that she was supposedly a wolf that became a human after being, like, had actually, like, very weak and bony and no actual powers as of yet. The only thing there may be indications of is that recently Alpha Splatts has emerged in the desert. A big, hulking, invincible, muscle-bound version of Amanda that's supposedly from the future. And I thought that was kind of a cool story hook because if she's from the future, we don't know how it changed yet. We don't know how that happened, how that change happened, or what her intents are because Amanda is still around. And whatever happens to me, Amanda, on her journey, that's going to determine who Alpha Splatts is and what her agenda is. So I thought that might be an interesting hook to explain all the fucking hyper muscular art I've been posting as Amanda. Actually try to make that canonical. And it's cool because with these writing streams that I do every few weeks, I can just do that like 7 in the morning, grab some coffee or something, and just fucking belt it out. Just open up BGM, open up Open Office, and just go over. And I gotta do it in Open Office because I can't fucking use Microsoft Office anymore. Because you gotta subscribe to that shit.
Yeah.
But even if it was like a fucking notepad, pen and paper back in the day, I'd still fucking do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I had to explain away the fact that I'm not Star. I tell everybody that Star is their own person, and more or less, there is no tail anymore with this specific PNG, but Star is a chimera. She has goat legs, goat horns. She has a snake tail, and Dead Mac is technically the snake tail. I was explaining to somebody that I want whenever I do get a VTuber mod, I want to be the tail. I don't want to be Star herself. I want to be the tail, and the tail is what is rigged. Like
yeah, it's like that the parrot guy who does the 4chan videos on YouTube. He's got a 3D rig that's an anime girl, but he's not the anime girl. He's the parrot. Like Susie Blue does that, I think. Where technically the whole model is rigged, but the character is the hat.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be the tail.
Yeah. What is his freaking name? The rabbit. Chat, help me out. What's the rabbit name? The news guy rabbit.
Kyo?
Other rabbit. I forgot about Kyo.
Because all I know is Kyo, I know Rima Evanstar, Parrot, False ID is the guy I pay most attention to. Like, if there's
Depressed Usagi. Thank you, Squish.
Depressed Usagi, yeah, I remember him. He's done some great journalism, yeah.
My God. So, Depressed Usagi is the second best debut I've ever seen in VTuber history. Number 1 is Temp. Temp's Bogart debut blew my fucking mind. Depressed Usagi, he had a debut for his new model, and he had a rabbit on top of a anime girl, and his lore is that he found the anime girl dead in the street, and he's a parasite, and he went inside of her, and he started using her as his puppet.
Yeah.
So he leaves to go get water or something. I can't remember. He left. The puppet comes to life, does karaoke, starts talking for a short period of time, and then she starts dying because he's returning, and he returns and just act like nothing happened. She was never there.
Jesus
and I'm
fucking
like,
Christ.
Absolute cinema. I'm like, brother, that is crazy.
Oh man, I gotta check that shit out. That Depress the Socket, right?
Yeah.
Because all I know him is for is like he was one of the few guys who's actually did an in-depth article on Hitomi Chris. But that sounds fucking brilliant. Like, and that's one of the things I love about being an indie and being in FlaVR is that you can get that fucking creativity on, man. You can explore the space. Oh
yeah,
god, that sounds so depressing.
Yeah, now her name is Noose. She's actually streams now. She's a pretty decent streamer. I watch her from time to time. And I'm like, bro, that's absolute cinema. How did you come up with this ideal?
That is fucking brilliant, man.
And then Tip spent an entire week. He spent gold something. One of the holidays in Japan.
Golden Week.
I'm really bad at Golden Week. I'm really bad at remembering literally anything. He spent an entire week creating a debut for Golden Week. And on the final day, he debuted the model, all the art, everything he set up for it. And at the end of the stream, he literally deletes everything. And he was like, yeah, I'm just Tim. I'm not rebranding her. And I'm like, brother, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I sit here and watch you create this VTuber for you to be like, no, I'm just deleting it all. Like, fucking absolute cinema, bro. You're fucking super genius.
It's like an Unis Honest type of thing, if anyone remembers that. It's a Markiplier. Markiplier and one of his editors did a channel called Unis Honest, where they said at the beginning, after 1 year, we're gonna nuke the entire channel and all the content, and blame anyone who re-uploads it. I don't think they ever did that, but I think that was the intent. Like, it just, and they had some hilarious stuff like goofy toy reviews, and they tried out water thickener agents and like sleepovers and weird shit. And then after 1 year, they just nuked the entire channel and got rid of it. Like, that really experiment. Like, obviously people are gonna download it or upload, like, especially since they know from the beginning it's gonna go away. Right. But it's that whole experiment in like what we're doing as VTuber really is ephemeral. It really is just like entertainment stuff. Like how deep, how much you want to aspire to ascribe to it. It really is. Like, you get people who put their whole identities behind a certain VTuber or behind like a sports team or a singer or something or a video. You see it a lot with people simping for video game companies mostly. And it just gets fucking insane. But what we do is separate. Like I am trying to leave some, like I told people, that you're not coming into the beginning of a creative journey, you're coming in at the tail end. And that a lot of aspects of Amanda Splatts are from old characters and old things that I've written about. But the fact that I'm leaving something behind, but then even that's not for certain. Going back to Brolame and his channel getting fucking nuked and losing all that. Like, he still has the Twitch, I think. But I don't think Twitch saves your VODs.
You know, he has a VOD channel that he uploads his Twitch VODs to. But, like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not live. And like, I think
I always say that
he might
I
get dinged
never
if he
really
does.
go back and watch too many VODs because it's not the same experience. Actually being there and interacting with the VTuber is why you watch VTubers.
Right.
Well, most people, for me, that's a main thing to it.
And especially the indie ones where there like might only be one person. Like, I've been on both sides of that coin. I've been the one person supporting someone through a whole stream, and I've had streams where just one person stops by to chat, and that is fucking very precious to me. And I've had streams where nobody comes by to chat because I stream with some weird fucking hours sometimes. That you got to keep talking because you know you never was gonna show up. But I think it's not just VTubing; it's like streaming on a whole. It is that interaction. And at the indie level, it's a lot easier because there aren't nearly as many people. Like, you don't get thousands of chat messages at once. It's not like Pippa, who has to like be a little more careful with stuff like that. But it is the interactivity. It is this amazing quote-unquote new medium.
Yeah, there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to both sides of the coin, being indie or being a corpo. And a lot of the times people who are in corpos look at the other side and be like, yeah, I really wish that was me. The same way we look at them and be like, yeah, I really wish that was me.
Yeah.
That's why so many of the corpos are going indie now. Even the biggest corpos, like all of the HoloLive members that are leaving now.
Yeah, it's
they're
like
going indie.
I know the conversation started when Ninja Sandy started shitting the bed and the yacht was sinking for a while. But I think maybe it became more into sharp relief when HoloLive started doing it too, when people started leaving HoloLive en masse. Because if it's just Ninja Sanji, you can claim it's just Ninja Sanji. But when it's HoloLive too, there's a greater conversation that needs to be had. As like about like the place VTubing and everything. And
I've heard that.
It said.
Choco.
Oops, sorry.
I was reading what Choco said.
Yeah, but it's fucking sad that like a lot of the smaller indies are closing too. Think about how many indies have closed like in the last like 12 months, leaving. Although I have noticed several of them are doing the right thing, and if not outright giving them their old models, like at least letting them buy their old models. Yeah. Like, what was it? Dia Fortuna. She was one that I watched a lot, a gambling casino type woman. Her company was about to fold. She was about to be forced to go indie. And Zentreya from VShojo ended up buying the rights to her character for her so she could continue streaming as her. Like,
that's very nice.
Like, I mean, it's an open fucking secret now. Like, if you're gonna go indie, people are gonna know and get the word out of who you used to be. Like, right. And I think K-Son had a lot to do with that when Coco initially announced that she was quitting. Everyone's like,
that was the start of it no longer being taboo to talk about past lives. Which I feel like is a dumb ideal. Like, you're literally promoting the company over the VTuber with that mindset.
Right.
It's looking at, the company is losing out here. You shouldn't talk about the past life of a VTuber. That's stupid to me. That was ever a taboo thing, because losing your whole fan base because you had a falling out with the company makes no sense. Why are you happy to promote that? You should want your VTuber to continue to prosper. Well, even if they are no longer that person anymore.
For some people, I could kind of understand. Like, if they had like a really bad experience as a character, a really bad experience with the company, they might want to distance themselves with that. But there are a lot of people who would want to keep it over. Like, the question of if Doki Bird had the chance to keep the rights to sell it, do you think she would take him or not? Because I think she's doing fucking amazing. Like Kason started the trend of people knowing that there's like life after you leave a big indie. But I think Doki Bird is the one who really cemented it. Like there is life after leaving them. You can be bigger than you used to. Like I'm not saying Kason's bigger than she used to be, but she's still doing fucking great for herself. Doki Bird is doing fucking amazing for herself.
Yeah. Shoot, what's her name? The blue cyborg chick. She was with me. Come help me out, chat.
You're not talking about Crony, are you?
No. She was with Niji Sanji.
Oh.
She was the one who had all the drama before Sayu. There you go. Thank you, Tuka. Yeah, Sayu.
Oh, yeah. that fucking thing where she got railroaded out with the whole D's nuts thing.
Fired her for literally no reason at all. And she left before it was okay to talk about the past lives. So she lost most of her viewers because people were still like, oh, you can't do that. You can't tell other people that she was what's her face with Niji Sanji. And yeah, she's been working her way back into being to her regular her old numbers and whatnot, but like it was sad to see that they literally fired her for the stupidest reasons, and she had to lose all of her fan base because something she shouldn't have been fired for to begin with.
Yeah. And she was really the fucking canary in the coal mine as far as the Usagi went. Like, some of the stuff she was talking about, like, people really didn't get it until the whole Selen thing. But that warning was there.
Right. Yeah. The writing was on the wall from her, and like everybody went back after the Selen and looked at her and was like, she was right. She was in the right the whole time. Niji is the black company.
And then everyone was, and then all the fucking evacuations from Niji month after month after month, and them fucking trying to sink the yacht, and then finally they get. I hate the fact that this is what took the heat off of them. Hololive went fucking public, and people started leaving. Like Mume, I think is the most recent one.
Yeah, Mume and like Darren just said, Sana, they're leaving because of health reasons.
Right.
Neither one of them actually wants and wanted to leave. They are leaving because of health. Mume is literally losing her voice.
Right.
So not really much she can do. She said in her graduation announcement that she loves Hololive and she wanted to be able to continue to stream and be able to do live concerts and perform. The other stuff that other people were complaining about, that's not an issue for her because that's her life dream. That's what she's always wanted to do, but she can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
so,
just physically can't.
Right.
Well, I'm praying that hopefully she's been able to like do like Amelia has and leave on good terms.
Yeah, I think they said that she's going to be able to still do the stuff when she can, and they're still going to sell her merch and stuff like that, like Ame did.
Yeah, like we'll be able to get like a kind of like maybe a managerial role in the company or something. Stay in there. Like I know that's what they probably would have done with Coco if the heat had eventually died down, and they'd like eventually have her. But then she went ahead and joined V Shoujo, and the rest is history. And brought
Sana's still
Rushio
doing good too. She still streams every so often. She mostly does like she's living off her art now, so she's doing pretty good for herself now.
Makes you fucking sad when you realize that Gen 2 is now technically just Crony and May.
I said that. When I seen the announcement on Twitter, the first thing I thought was, dang, there only 3 remains.
Yeah, technically it's Crony, Bay, and Iris, because they folded Iris into Gen 2 after Saya left.
I was talking to Cypher about that. I'm like, man, they shouldn't have done that to begin with, because that's not something they've done for the other artists in the JP, like the Roboco, not Roboco. Is it Roboco?
Yeah, they're Gen 0. Like my favorite gen. Takina Sora, Maoshi Azuki, Roboco, Sakuramito, and Pochamasu Suisei. All of them are kind of lumped together as Gen 0.
Yeah, Sana pretty much quit because she wouldn't be able to stream anymore. Because she couldn't sit up for long periods of time.
Yeah, with her back problems and everything.
Yeah, so she mostly quit because of that.
And I hate to think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, simply because and I didn't even realize it myself, because like back when I was working at the physical office, Desert Salt LLC, I wasn't sitting down a whole lot, but now I'm working from home and doing it's all administrative stuff now. God, sitting around for long periods, or even streaming for long periods too, like going over like 3, 4, 5 hours. It takes a fucking toll on you physically. You can't get up and move around and stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say anything about the mental aspect too. With the chat, the antis, and all the fucking crazy shit that can go on. Having to deal with YouTube and you're still getting a fallout from the YouTube HoloLive thing. I can't say the name on this channel incident. Yeah, Malone was right. They had 2 downsides, stuck between 2 great gens, Myth and Advent. Kind of the middle child of the 2. And now there's the new one, not Advent Part 2. Like, there's supposed to be like a counterpoint to Advent or something. The new one with the clock woman and the blood flame. I think they're all Europeans, aren't they?
The new one?
Yeah, the 4th one. They get pissed. Like, supposedly the company doesn't like giving them generation numbers. But yeah, the 4th generation.
Of the Ian. What is the 4th Bridge name?
Justice.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame, Gigi Morin, Cecilia Immergreen, and Raura Panthera.
Both those minted, yeah.
Yeah, the 4 of them, they're supposed to be like a counterpoint to Advent. Just like Armis was a counterpoint to Hollow Stars EN one. And that's the fucking thing, man. There are just so many great, like, even the fucking Hollow Stars. I love those guys. I love Peach Papa. I thought Armis's debuts were fucking great across the board, but I haven't been able to keep up with them because there's just so fucking many, man.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's so many VTubers that are worth watching, and
it's like,
then you gotta watch for hours on end. Most of them stream like 4 hours, 5 hours, half the day.
Because it is a full job for them.
Right. So
and now that we're streamers, we end up watching a lot of our compatriots too. Like, I watch like 80% Flavor, then like 10% Orica, and like 10% ASCII. Everything else I have to go for clips when I have time. Because it's just so fucking much. Like, someone actually got pissed off at me once in a conversation when I told them that I think we kind of hit a saturation point where the market, like with the COVID being lifted and stuff, and people spending more time outside, being able to leave their houses and shit, and just more debuting, trying to get more money. It's just, I hate to think that's part of the reason that we're seeing so many corporals close and so many promising people quit and getting out. It's because just we've hit a bar.
Yeah, the funny thing about that, I've looked into it kind of. The reason most of these corpos close down is because their streamers don't have time to stream. I've checked some of the channels of these streamers that are either graduating or the whole company is shutting down, and most of the time, most of their streamers are streaming 2 to 3 times out of the month.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're not getting their money back. So it'd be it makes sense why the company has to close down, because they're supporting so much of the company of their own money and not getting any money back from it. So yeah, it's there's a lot of reasons on why the companies are closing down, more than just being bad.
Well,
running a.
I don't know how it is on YouTube, but to be like a Twitch partner, don't you have to stream a certain amount of hours a week or a certain amount of hours a month?
Yeah.
Isn't there a limit there?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same on YouTube to get monetization on YouTube.
Right.
You have to stream a certain amount of time and have a certain amount of viewers. Zeno was having that problem because Zeno used to do videos and he has, I think, 100,000 subscribers, but he couldn't get monetization because he didn't have the views and the hours watched for his streams.
Yeah, there's so many fucking numbers. I think that's part of the reason. I thought I could never go ahead and do this as a job, as aside from them being able to nuke your channel whenever for whatever. Is that there's just so much shit to keep track of. And I wouldn't be able to afford a manager or anything. It would just drive me fucking nuts trying to keep track of all that shit.
Yeah. It's plus there's no, you're not getting anything out of it in the beginning.
Right.
So Lord knows how long it would take before you actually start seeing any monetary gain from it. So even then, you still have to be doing your actual job and streaming as a side thing.
Right. Or draining your savings.
Yeah. Unless you're gonna do like Pippa and live with your parents. A lot of streamers are doing that. They're just staying at home and streaming from there until they get to a point where they're making enough money to move on out and live on their own.
Well, you gotta think there are a lot of streamers that are out there that are young enough to do that, high school or college or anything. But for a couple of old fucking hags like us who have jobs and other commitments, you can't put 40, 50, 60 hours a week into streaming. Right. Like a lot of the big names, you just gotta do what you can when you can, because you can't, even though we're doing this, I still gotta have your fucking priorities.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, because this could end at any fucking time. But the real world out there, that's still gonna be there afterwards. You gotta get your priorities. I've seen people in their own fucking heads about their favorite oshis or whatever. It's kind of consumes their lives, and I'm telling them, fucking touch grass is not just a meme, it's a fucking directive, man.
Yeah, I'm a dad, I work, I got a lot going on, so I don't really I stream when I can.
Yeah.
As long as I can, and sometimes I have to end stream because real life is happening.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I look at this. This is a hobby to me. I'm not out here trying to get numbers, become an actual streamer, or anything like that. So I'm like you. I appreciate the two people who show up in chat, who actually are here to interact with me. So like,
it's like
I look at this different than the other people do who are actually trying to gain something from it.
it's like one of the reasons that I stream at like 7 in the fucking morning is because I'm usually up at that time anyways to go to work. I work the morning shift, the afternoon shift, occasionally evening if they don't have anyone there. It just worked for me, and like, thank God I've got people who do show up. Like, I think like a lot of them are European though. Like, there's not a lot of people who stream at my time frame. Like, I'll look at the Discord and there's like no one's put a message on the Discord for like several hours because I'm the only one up. Like, everyone's asleep in the other time zones, but I get people from Europe watching, like Jinx, and I get my mutuals watching, and it's fucking great. Like, I said this before, like the wrestling stuff, the video game stuff, the lore writing stuff, that shit I did for decades alone without anyone watching. So if anyone shows up for it, then that's fucking cool. If not, then I'll just keep fucking grinding and honing my skills. It's all practice.
Right. And that's why Hachima is my hollow Oshi.
Oh man, Hachima, man.
Her fucking story is crazy. What she had to go through to be Hachima.
Yeah. And what she did with everything once she got there, like how she was able to reinvent herself a couple different times. Like, back in the day, now, before I fucking say this, I need to remind everyone. When I made this statement, it was a few years ago. Keep that in mind. I used to say that Hachima was the Kanye West of VTubing. Because she's so fucking brilliant that you don't know if she's legitimately crazy or not. Now, of course, we know these days Kanye's legitimately fucking crazy, but Chalmers back in the day doing the whole... She kind of inspired me to do, impartially with the lore, with the Akai Hato versus Hachima thing. Like, there's partially a reason why Sanruby is identical to Amanda in physical form. But that was great that she was, like, during the whole pandemic, where she couldn't stream games, she couldn't stream a lot of stuff, so she went all in with the lore, went fucking crazy, and it was goddamn great.
That storyline is one of the main reasons she's my Hollow. And I hate that Hololive stopped her from continuing said storyline because of the horror aspects, which makes sense because they were on their purging at that time, and I think a few people lost their channels because of the horror aspects of their channel or the content they were making.
Well, towards the end, there were a couple videos that did directly mention self-harm, even though she was talking to the other half of her. So you can understand why they were like. I fucking hate to say this, like, as a writer, like, I love the fucking Hachima versus Akai Hato stuff, but it felt like she didn't have an endpoint. Like, and she was going to her audience for guidance and wanted to write the story that the audience, and she got the EN audience, the US audience, they just want to see more blood, gore, and violence. And she gave it to them, and she stepped over the line a little bit and got fucking bombed. That's a damn shame. Like, I do have an endpoint in mind for Amanda Splatts that I'm kind of building. That can change, obviously, but I do have an endpoint in mind. But it felt like she didn't know where to go with the story. It was very compelling. It was fucking brilliant. It really did help save her channel. But it's like she didn't know what she wanted to do with it at a point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then she turned around and had the rap beef with LaPlus.
That was adorable. That was fucking cute, man.
That was keto as hell.
I tell you, one of my happiest memories involves Kai Hato, man. So I was really down in, like, I just started working at Desert Salt LLC, and the pandemic had hit. I hadn't seen my family in like almost a year because of the nature of my job, and I had found HoloLive, and it kind of helped keep me fucking sane. It was the first Christmas that I wasn't able to spend with my family, because like my parents are elderly and didn't know if we'd be infected or not. So it was Christmas morning, and Kiryu Coco was like a Kai Hot. I guess she was Hachima at the time, but she did a little sleepover type of thing with a Kai Hato. Just waking up, hello, talking, sleeping. And then all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, unarchived Christmas karaoke stream. Coco, who had been terrified about doing karaoke with anyone because she was so worried and so paranoid and self-conscious about her singing voice. Christmas Day, lets it all go with Chambers for just a couple fucking hours. And that stream saved my fucking soul. I swear to God, man. I've got it saved somewhere. It was so fucking... Like, they weren't that good at singing. Like, Hato's a really, like, legitimate good singer. Coco, not as much, but you know she fucking loves it and puts the soul into it. But
yeah,
that's a story that they were telling. And coming to that point on Christmas... But like when I really needed some camaraderie, that just touched my fucking heart, man. I had a fan. Both of them had a fan for life after that.
I know there's a lot of people who legitimately can say VTubers have saved their lives.
Yeah.
I know Brola has said the same thing. He was in a dark headspace during that Corona time, and VTuber saved his life.
Yeah, it came down hard on a lot of people, and that's like one of the huge. And Coco, she ended up being giving rise to HoloLive EN and Gargura, their biggest talent. And I went so hard in the fucking paint for Coco after that. Like, it was also kind of a warning though, because I got legitimately upset about the whole fucking Taiwan thing. And got kind of pissed off, and I was starting to, like, this is back when I was still physically commuting, when I could, to the office, to Desert Salt LLC. On my lunch breaks and work breaks and stuff, I would report antis and streams and shit like that. And it got to the point where it had started invaded into my real life, to the point where I asked for the day off of Coco's graduation. I didn't tell him fucking why. I just said I had a graduation to attend that morning. And I hope no one fucking put it together. But that was also the point where no, this is starting to infringe in my real life. I gotta fucking step back. And it got yeeted out of the rabbit hole for a while. And I bring this up, it's a roundabout way of doing it. Because the person who fucking saved me, brought me back in the rabbit hole, was Fujikuru Uruka, Face Connect. She, I'd seen some promos, like Fishman with those fucking advertisements. He struck gold. I saw the promo first, and there was this deep-voiced, tall, adult-looking bear, and I said, okay, I'll give her a shot. And I check her out, and she starts being fucking nerdy, and I like her deep voice, and then she breaks out the fucking violin. And I'm a fucking Uru Chad for life, man. And
violin skills is godly.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's crazy.
And then I had a bit of a fucking crisis in the head when it was kind of indicated that she might be from China. Because I was still having flashbacks of the... And I had to remind myself it was not all Chinese people coming down on Coco. It was like a very small group. She still had fans in China. Like HoloLive still had fans in China after all that shit went down. It's okay though, because it turns out she was actually from Taiwan. That she like admitted that she was from Taiwan, like, and shouldn't have, because like she keeps talking about boba tea and everything. Like, not getting political on the channel, like whether you consider Taiwan part of China or not. I don't know. I'm a fucking dumb bitch in the desert, roadkill in the desert. Not getting political. I'm saying that it's like, it kind of got me realizing that I was looking at a lot of shit wrong. Not looking, and we talked about this earlier, not doing my own research, not looking shit up, just believing what I hear. And that also, not only did it keep me in the rabbit hole, it did inspire me to like take the fucking indie pill too, and start looking and doing my own research before I make statements and stuff like that. FaZe really fucking helped me. That's why I got so much love for Pippa and Ulrika and Leah and all of them. It just FaZe really fucking. After Coco left, it was FaZe that put me back to the rabbit hole, and it was the greatest decision I ever made. Because from FaZe you got FlaVR, and from FlaVR you got Amanda Splatts and fucking Deadman.
Yeah. I didn't watch FaZe for like the first 3 or so months, maybe 4, and at that time I was like mostly just watching Crony because I was I worked the graveyard shift, and I'd catch a stream, and she'd always stream during that time. I think like one night she didn't stream, and I had already subscribed to the FaZe members because of that same promotion you said.
Right.
And Pippa was just streaming that night. And I'm like, well, I am subscribed to her. I'll check her out. And she was playing Minecraft. And she was talking about how her favorite company is Hololive and Watsume's her favorite Oshi and all this. And this is back when, like, she was small enough to where she could read every single message. And she would read every single message. And I was like, I'd never seen this before. And that from that day forward, Pippa became my Oshi. Yeah. I watched literally every Pippa stream.
Well, I tell you, even though Pippa isn't my FaZe Oshi, or it is, I still got nothing but love and respect for her because it was her stream about being a VTuber on a budget. Her advice that she gave that allowed me to do this. Like, I found a laptop 1/3 off at like a school sale at Office Max. I didn't buy anything that I wouldn't have used otherwise because I use the internet to work from home. It's Pippa is one of a fucking kind, man. Absolutely. She just, I believe she's the biggest character in FaZe, like the most sub. Even though that doesn't mean a whole lot, it is still fucking great because of how far ahead she is and doing all this great shit. Wasn't she on a fucking boat recently? They had a con on a fucking boat.
Yeah. What's his face? Shoot, I can't think of the name of him. I'm so bad with names, but yeah, the boat con. Yeah, that she did. A fundraiser for the con to help them get money to help fix the boat, because the boat that the con is held on is out of commission, and they've been working to try to get it back in working condition and restore it. So she raised, I think, 10,000, 12,000.
Wow. For repairs to a boat.
Yeah, I think it was like 13,000 by the end of the stream.
Holy shit! One stream? She raised all that in one stream. It was over
a week.
Oh.
I think when the stream started, I think it was at like 7, because it was one of the guys that work at the boat. He was giving her a tour of the boat, and I think it started at like 7,000, and over the time of the stream, I think they got up to like $13,000.
Wow.
And the dude, he broke down and started crying, and I'm like, bro, I can't be getting emotional at work. I can't be an emotional gangster at work. In here crying and nobody don't even know what for. It was very key though.
Yeah, the one and only Shipkin Shippa living up to her fucking name. And like, I know she was one of those like initially kind of leaned to the controversial topics, quote unquote, and stuff, but even beneath that, she's just so charismatic and entertaining, and you can tell, like with that VTubing on the budget, like she loves the fucking business and wants to help other people out too. And it's
her and
great.
Iron Mouse love VTubers.
Well, Iron Mouse is a fucking national treasure, man. I love Iron Mouse. I'm so happy that my old Oshi was able to get into VShojo with someone like Iron Mouse and be able to work with her, because like I barely watch K-san anymore, but I'm happy that she's happy living her dreams. But Iron Mouse always shows up in my feeds. I always watch clips of her, and just she's a fucking national treasure, man. She's
legitimately,
yeah, like and she blows me away with how many great models she has too. Like comes out with like every couple months, but they all look fucking good.
Yeah, they always look really good. She started the trend of having your fan base draw up your model, and as a contest, and the winner you'll make it into an actual model.
That is so cool.
I love that idea.
Yeah, the fan interaction, but because you see some streamers forget about that, like they just like chat something like bounce jokes off of or something. Actually remembering that there are people behind the hundreds of the thousands of the millions of people that follow you.
Okay,
That's cool. I cut your audio feed just to be safe. Alright, I'll go ahead and unmute him. Just in case, just to be safe.
Yeah. We're almost 3 hours in.
Jesus Christ!
What? Choco, what are y'all still here?
We were surprised if we went past like 1.5 or 2, but yeah, I could understand.
Right.
Like, holy shit!
The yap fest, actual yapping it up.
Then we got it. I fucking love it, but if that's the time, I'm sorry, man. We gotta wrap this up a little bit.
You gotta go. Okay.
I gotta do stuff in the after, and then come back for my weekly wrap-up chat.
Oh.
Like, we didn't know that.
Yeah,
I fucking love this, though, man. Like I'm only cutting it short because of other commitments. So I fucking love this, man. We definitely have to do it again. I do thank you for, like, reaching out after the collab and everything. I definitely want to do. I had to figure out a game next time too. Although we went for 3 hours without fucking realizing it. Maybe we don't need one. It's fucking great, man. So thank you for stopping by, man. Just gonna read chat quickly. Malone, Joko, thank you for stopping by. Do you want to need yours?
Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you. You know, I don't really interact with too many people. Oh, I'm not ending. I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and just end it on my side, man. Anything you want to plug before I cut my feed?
No, I don't even have no plans for literally anything. I guess later on the night, Zeno's doing his Soul Calibur stream. If y'all want to stop by there.
I'll be doing my usual Chatsu weekend review, 7 o'clock tonight. Other than that, schedule should be going up shortly. Then, Matt, man, anytime you want to teleport back into Mahara, we'd be happy to have you. And the faithful Amanda Splatts. This is the Amanda Splatts Project. Yeah, good night.